It is Tuesday, tricked you, Tuesday, Collider Live, go Rams. It is the Collider Live show here. Welcome all to the first show of the week. Joining me as always is Roxy Striar. Hello, Roxy.
Hey, Kristian.
I was one of the...
Go Pats.
No. There's a complaint.
Aw, go
Can we turn the
Patriots.
mics up just a little? I should have done this before we started the show. I know. Thank you, guys. There's just been a lot of complaints.
Oh, wow.
And I forgot to
From
tell
me?
the guys. No, not from you guys.
Oh, complaints from other people about the
just
mic?
the audience. And I didn't, and it's my bad. I didn't get a chance to tell the guys.
I have a lot
so
of
I told them on
complaints,
air another matter.
but not about the mics and not about them. They're great.
Oh, they are
Just
good.
complaints. I have a lot of complaints
life.
this weekend.
You
Yeah.
did. There were a couple things, but and we'll get to all of those. I'd like to also welcome back Dorina. Dorina,
Hello.
how are you?
Good.
Nice
Buenos
to see you.
dias.
Buenos
How's it
dias to you.
going?
Good so far. Brett, you gonna speak some German or what?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Wait, sorry, how does that translate into English?
It's the same in all languages. That's what it's the
yeah.
universal greeting.
Brett Sheridan is here. Mama Sheridan's in the house.
Yeah.
Mama Sheridan is in the house.
Brett
had a
did
cool
something
pink
very
sweatshirt.
strange
What did he
where
do?
he was standing in the doorway and
Yeah.
he goes, Roxy, I really want you to meet my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody standing there. And I said, this is a weird Brett joke.
And my mom usually walks like 100 miles an
Where
hour,
was
too,
she?
so I assume she was just kind of shuffling
Oh,
up there. I'm
okay.
like,
But
what are you
like
doing?
20 full seconds went by
Yeah.
and nobody was standing there. And I was like, are you kidding? What? I don't even know how to respond.
Roka shows up in a wig.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was just thinking, what is this very elaborate, strange joke
Yeah.
that you're doing? And finally she walked in, and I didn't know whether it was actually his mom.
She's the sweetest.
Yeah, she was a
You haven't
doll.
had a chance to meet her yet. We're gonna have her on. today.
No.
We're gonna have her on.
Well, she
at
doesn't
11.
live here, so why would I met her?
Well, because I figured you know, everybody else had met her, so I figured you would too. You
Where
just don't
does
like.
she live?
She
Ralph's.
lives in Nebraska. Yeah.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
She lives at Ralph's.
Which aisle?
Don't hold it against me.
Third.
Nothing wrong with that. Ralph's is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially the chip aisle.
Yeah. You know what's? You know what? I got an issue. I got an issue at Bristol Farms.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Normally, I love Bristol
They sell
Farms.
Mexican Coke, so I love them.
Well, I really like them normally. Today was some bullshit. I'll tell you
You
that.
went to the grocery store this morning?
Yesterday to
Okay.
get some eggs. And so this morning, normally I wake up in the morning and my littlest one, I crack her an egg, I scramble it up, she eats, you know, and today, give her a bran muffin, I'm about to make the egg, and boom, a double yolk comes out.
Ooh.
So I said, well, I don't know if is that good? I have no idea. I don't know if that's good. It's like a mutant thing. So
Right.
I'm like, let me check.
You got an X-Men egg. That's
It
awesome.
was an X-Men egg. So I looked and it says, it's supposed to be good luck, but not necessarily good for you. So I
Oh.
throw it out. So here comes number 2. Double egg. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like, because it's good luck and it's like rare. Boom, third one. Double egg.
They're all double.
Boom, fourth one.
Is that
double
just how they
egg.
make them?
Double yolk. No, it's
What?
just fucked up chicken. And so I was like, after the fourth one, I'm like, I got to
Every
return
one
it.
of them.
4 of them. So I'm guaranteeing the whole thing was all double yolk. It was crazy. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't feed my kid this mutant thing. She'll be crawling up the wall like the beast in
No,
in
then she turns
Split.
into a superhero. That'd be awesome.
Or she's get the shits for the next
That's
6
true.
weeks.
You
and-
just
and
shunned
Most likely.
good luck 4 times in a row.
I didn't know. It said good luck, but
Now,
don't
but
eat
how
it.
is it bad for you? Just because it has more cholesterol because there's more yolk? Or, I mean, is it really mutant?
And how does that happen?
I
like,
don't
how
know.
How do
Mutant
chickens
chicken.
do that?
To do.
That's so
well,
weird. Is it like
I'm gonna
having
guess
twins?
it's there were 12 of
Yeah.
them.
So fucked
I
up.
feel like it's the same as having twins. Why would that be bad for you?
I don't know, but I'm gonna listen to Google.
It was Google?
Yeah, and I well, you know,
I'm going to tell you
yeah,
this on
check.
Google.
Bring it up, guys, and just put is double yolk good for you?
I would have had 8 yolks that day.
It's weird. It was like
I would have too. I love
like,
eggs.
The first one I
You
sometimes
wasted
you
the
crack an
eggs.
egg and it's got a little blood in it. Yeah, you scoop it out, you do a new one, right?
Yeah.
But then the next egg is usually fine. Every egg is so. The answer is that it is not only perfectly safe. Now it says it's good. Wait a minute.
man.
Now it says it's not only perfectly safe. Now it says it is perfect. I read one this morning that said it's not perfectly safe. Maybe I was too tired and I was messed up.
Maybe
Sure,
it
it was
didn't
like-
even happen, and you were dreaming that you got that was
Maybe.
your nightmare.
No, I did have a really
Wait,
weird dream though.
Are
I'll
you
tell you about that.
upset with them because they didn't take the carton back, or are you upset with them because of the double yolk situation?
The whole thing. Somebody
Did they take it
somebody
back?
packaged those. Yeah, my wife's probably going to do that today, so I'm not mad at them. It's just the fact that they sent these mutant.
Well, yeah, they
eggs.
run them through a little thing where they kind of shine a light to check for things. But I'm guessing if they let it go because it's perfectly fine to.
Yeah.
You read the wrong Google article.
I did. Apparently, I guess.
Were you on Bing?
What an idiot I am. I guess I wrote this morning. I just read it wrong. I saw that the answer is that it's not perfectly safe to eat. I didn't see the only part, so I guess it is safe to eat. Oh well.
I'll give you
You
that
messed
morning
up.
cooking
Bummer.
kids breakfast brain though. There's a lot that goes on.
Oh,
in that.
you have no, especially this whole weekend. Like
You
so-
always make breakfast?
For in the mornings, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
What time do you wake up?
today I woke up at 5:15 in the morning. Yeah, that was not because anybody woke me up. It's just because I went to San Diego. Woke up. My wife had an idea. Let's go to San Diego, right? And it was like, screw it. Let's go for 2 days. We'll take the kids to the
Last
zoo.
minute?
Last minute.
Living on the edge.
It was nice. It was nice. We're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. And we went to this hotel that we usually stayed at. We drive out there. We go. Let's go 2 nights. And I was going to take today off. And I said, screw it. Let's just go and have some fun. So we go. We get there on Sunday. Some dinner. Good night. So I'm watching the Pats and Chiefs. And I'm watching.
We don't
the
even
game.
remember the other team.
Yeah, well, I'm watching that game, and and I told Brett this. I'm watching that game, and when I turned it on, the Pats had just scored. They were winning, and then the Chiefs came back. Then the Pats came back, and then the Chiefs tied it up. Baby at this point was in, I'm going to sleep, shut the lights off mode, and I'm like, my wife's like, do you want to watch the rest of the game? I'm like, nope, Patriots are going to win. I'm like, nope.
You turned it right off.
I could tell. I knew it.
Going into overtime, you turned it off.
I knew they were.
Well, thank you so much. You were right.
I knew those idiots were going to win.
Same.
And I turned it off.
I also turned it off.
I am so sick of them.
Congrats, but I hate them.
I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Patriots.
Hate us because you ain't us.
They deserve to be there.
Thank you.
There's no doubt about it. Tom Brady is the best of all time.
Ever.
And I'm going to say it, but I hate them.
Yeah, I get it.
I hate them, and I want the Rams to win. I can't believe how much I want the Rams to win.
Same here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I would hate them too. I totally understand
hate them.
anybody who hates them. I saw Sinead tweeted something like, "This is crazy because it's so boring." It's the absolute
It's not
opposite
boring.
of boring.
It's not boring.
It's a dynasty. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable what we're watching. You can hate it all you want, but boring.
No, you have a bad guy to root for.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
And it's great for the NFL because you have it's very similar to, I'm a Yankee fan, and it's very similar. Anytime the Yankees make it to the World Series, most people root against them. The Red Sox are now turning into that. They used to be like,
it hasn't been a long enough period of time.
no, but they used to be that little team that people cheer for because of the magic behind it. But now they're just as bad as the Yankees for most people, unless you're a diehard fan. But the Patriots are the same way. Now the Rams, who haven't been in LA for very long now, again they're back.
Talk about an underdog.
You talk about good guys. They're rocky right now.
Yeah.
So they're rocky playing against, because look, the Patriots are not supposed to be
losers.
here too.
They're losers.
Now I can't wait.
Oh
The
my
good
gosh,
news-
dude! If the Rams win, though,
It's just such a
That
fair
would be
weather
amazing.
fan base. Like, I can't
Yeah.
stand the Rams fan base.
Well, it's new.
I know.
It's new. It's not. They can't call
Everybody's
fair
like,
weather yet.
it's like they never left us.
Well, that's ridiculous.
well, no, that's
Yeah.
but that does exist, and I get it. But look, I'm a sad Niners fan, so I'm gonna root for them. And only because I'm rooting against the Patriots.
Yeah, I get
You're a
it.
Chiefs fan, right? How'd that go?
Well, see, my son. Well, not necessarily me.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom told me that was the only professional team you could go see that was close to Nebraska. Was
I love that you're actually watching football now. It's
No,
all the years I've known
my
you.
son is getting my wife and I to watch it because the
amazing.
Chiefs. He's got a teacher that when the Chiefs win, she doesn't give him like quizzes or things like that. And they were going
awesome.
to have a big party, so he's pretty bummed that they're not going to have like a Super Bowl party. But then
Sucks to
he's
suck.
also likes the Rams because it's an LA team and whatever. So it's just weird. And I think I'm like, my wife never introduced him to this sort of thing,
Right.
this football. Did he learn it from his friends or?
Yeah.
Well, he picked it up. Yeah, I wonder if you think would you let him play football? No way, right? You wouldn't let him.
He's a soccer player. He's
Oh,
this
okay.
big
Yes,
around. He's,
real sports. Kidding. Football's great
They're
too.
all real.
Yeah,
It's true.
I got in a massive fight at the bar, though.
You
which-
did?
Like a physical
Like,
fight?
yeah.
Did you
Wait,
punch
what?
someone?
Physical fight?
So
Wait,
no,
what?
okay, it wasn't a massive physical fight.
Bury
It was
the
a massive
lead.
fight, and then there was a physical element to it.
Ooh.
So
Start.
I talk crap like and this is such a gender norm thing to say, but like a dude. Like at the bar, I talk crap
Never heard it.
like.
Wait, man, I've never heard a Patriots fan talk shit before.
So,
wow.
Damn, right?
so I was in the
Born
room. When you're a Patriots fan, like you guys are talking about, it's not that everybody else in the room is a Rams fan or a Chiefs fan. It's that everybody else
hates the Patriots.
Everybody hates
Yeah.
the Patriots.
Right,
so
right.
they don't even care. Like it's a different kind of care.
Right.
So there was this one dude. We had this private room at a bar because it was my friend's birthday.
And he's here today, by the way.
Oh my God, that would have been brutal. There's this one dude who drunkenly wanders into the room and isn't part of the crew. And so even though everybody in my crew is divided, some Patriots, some Chiefs, we all know each other. So
Right.
it's funny when we're poking
Right.
fun at each other. So he sees me poking fun at my friends. And so he just starts going in on me. Like,
saying what?
Zeroes in and is just like, you're an idiot. You're a moron. Go back to Boston.
How old's this
Nobody
turd?
wants you here. Like 45.
Oh,
Wow.
So,
Like literally calling you all these names.
yeah.
Hammered?
Hammered.
Okay.
And his girlfriend walks in the room and she's like, hi, babe.
They're both
And
hammered.
she takes her foot, she puts it on the table,
Ew.
she spills all of the glasses around her and was like,
Socks off?
suck it, Patriots. And then I walked out. The whole thing was just like, this is disgusting, but fine. I'm not gonna throw you out of the room.
Right, but not
So
good.
he just keeps going in. So I start talking smack back, which pretty much is like comprised of, fine, you really want the Chiefs to win? Name 3 players on the team.
Oh.
Like, who's on the team?
Right.
Who am I even playing against? Close your eyes. Who are we playing
didn't know
against?
who they were messing
No,
with.
it just, he couldn't hang. And so he got so mad, I go to walk out of the room, and he takes a big wooden chair and throws it at me.
What?
Shut the
And
fuck.
that's
How
when
do you not start with this story?
that's when all of my guy friends, because
Of
they're-
course, it's over.
Even my Boston guy friends, forget it. But the other ones even still were like, dude, are you kidding?
Good son.
And so they just looked at him and they were like, are you being
They
serious right
sized
now?
up
Like,
each side of the room.
flipped out, and I just literally go, bad move, bro. And
Yeah.
I walked out of the room and
It's like
went out.
Anchorman.
I literally walked out of the room, went
What
outside.
happened? So what happened?
The next time I went back in the room, he was gone.
Oh, they tossed
And
him out?
I go to my friends. I was like, what happened? And they were like,
Don't worry about it.
yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
And you
It's
hear,
taken
and-
care
yeah,
of.
And if you zoom out in the trunk, you just hear this.
Yeah, honestly, probably. But it was just like,
What a
I
dick.
get that
Yeah.
I get that I'm talking smack like a dude, but like you are a
Honey, where'd you go?
you're a 250-pound man who just threw a chair at me. Like, don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
And they weren't kicked out or anything.
Oh,
Well,
it
I
seems
came
like
back and he was gone. So
Yeah, they're kicked
Okay,
out of
okay.
life, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
Yikes.
idea.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
I have literally no idea.
A lot
I
of
just
holes
saw
in the desert.
my all of my guy friends' faces just went like, uh-oh. And I was like, all right,
That's it.
I'm just going to walk out of
Yeah,
here. 'cause I
like the
don't-
switches went on. They were just like
Yeah.
watching eating chips, and there's like, "Bloop."
Yeah, we're all like talking
Terminator.
back, watching. It's one
Yeah.
level, and then it was like,
No, that's dumb.
no.
That's
Yeah,
dumb.
It was bad.
That's pretty
dumb move. Well, who knows what that guy got? Did he get what he deserved? Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably.
But we switched back to where this all originated from. I turned
dream?
it off. Well, the dream is something else.
Okay.
That'll end the story. But I turned it off because I knew they were going to win. I was done. I was like, let's just get this kid to sleep. Figured after the kids were both sleeping, because there's one big room. Oldest had like the pull-out bed. She can pass out. Put the baby in the pull-out crib, and baby's like,
Pull out crib.
yeah, they have like it's like the portable crib basically. So we bring it. The baby wants nothing to do with this crib. She's like, "Oh, we're on vacation!" Starts screaming and yelling
Wants to party.
all night long, screaming, and then takes the 7-year-old going, "Oh, I can't sleep. The baby won't shut up." We're up all night.
But I kind of get that.
We're up all night.
Yeah.
Okay. So then my wife goes, "I'm not doing this 2 nights." I said, "I'm not doing this 2 nights." But like, we wanted to make sure we got to the zoo, and we got to the zoo, and the San Diego Zoo is the best.
Epic.
So
it's
awesome.
epic.
It's the best.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times when you go to the zoo, by the way, well, the weather was incredible, and this is just because, because that night I was like, man, nothing is going right. I was like, this sucks. Why does God hate me? So but then I get to the zoo, and there's this nice New York dude who definitely doesn't like the Patriots.
Yeah.
And
But doesn't throw chairs.
does not throw chairs. This is a sweetheart of an old man. I'm going up and I'm about to buy the tickets for the zoo, because the zoo tickets are like $130 a piece, right?
No way. They're
100
like Disney
no,
tickets?
that's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
Excuse me. That's a blatant lie.
Great.
No, for adults it was like $57 a piece, and the kid was like $46.
It's
right?
still very expensive.
Yeah.
Combined, it's over 120. So I'm on the line. The guy goes, he's got these tickets. I'm like, oh, this old man's about to scalp me some tickets. Whatever. What do you got, old timer? And he's like, I'm not scalping. I'm not giving away. I'm not selling tickets. He goes, I have these all year round. Would you like 2 tickets or free? And I was like, absolutely.
Nice.
Right. And he was just nice man from New York. We started talking. Saved me about $120. Got in. I was like, okay. Good thing happened. Then the whole zoo trip
Turns around.
Listen, normally these gorillas and the tigers, they mess with people. They go, you just spent $60 to get in here. I'm going to show you my ass. That's all you're going to see. You're going to see my ass hanging from the side, and the hippos are hiding. They're like, oh, look, there's hippos' balls from the side. You can't. That's about all
I've
you
totally
can see.
seen monkeys throw shit at people.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There's YouTube videos of it. I've seen many of them. Did you ever see the grandma get hit in the nose with the poop?
It's a good one.
Then it all turned around
Sick
because
and
I saw
twisted.
tigers, I saw the elephants, I saw a huge python, I saw all this stuff. I was
Ew.
like, this is. It was awesome.
I
though.
hate snakes.
My daughter starts.
I'm Indiana Juana.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
well,
yeah, I can't.
my daughter starts.
You're what?
Indiana Juana, like Indiana Jones, but Mexican.
Oh.
And well, my
thought it was an ethnicity.
my daughter
I didn't
starts
know what was
speaking
happening.
parcel tongue to the python. She loves Harry Potter, so it was great. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. We had a nice trip back, and it turned itself around. I said, you know what, and I'm gonna come in and do live. So that was.
I think
Let
he's
me
talking
ask
about
you,
the
though.
trip we went with our daughters to the LA Zoo.
That was fun.
Where his
No.
daughter and I kept going like, oh, another bird. I got her going on this bit like, get out of here, bird.
Yeah, right. Well, you throw it to my youngest. Bird. Everywhere you go.
Do you feel like your energy changed so the day changed because you get these tickets and so
definitely.
you put something else out there so you get something in return?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like really just everything else started going right?
No, I wasn't actually in that. I wasn't in a bad mood when I got to the zoo. I was in a pretty good mood because I said that's really the only thing we wanted to do anyway. The initial idea was let's just drive to San Diego, go to the zoo next day, and then I said let's go for 2 nights. We just knew after that first night, no, don't push it, and it was great. We had a lot of fun. The kids had a good time, and the San Diego Zoo. If you have not gone, you should go. It's a great
Do you,
great
you
time.
have to carry the baby the whole time?
Normally, no. You put her in the stroller, let her look. But I was carrying her around because I wanted her to see shit. I wanted her to see stuff, so I carried her around. But the dream, because I was so exhausted, I had a dream. A bunch of us were in here, and we were interviewing Kevin Smith. But it was weird. You ever have that dream where you know it's one person, but you can tell it's supposed to be another person?
Yes, yes.
Like it was Kevin Smith, but it was Peter Jackson. Like it was definitely Kevin
It
Smith.
was
and I
Kevin
like,
Smith, but it
it
was
was Peter Jackson movies because he was here with this cast, and I was talking to him, but I was so exhausted from the baby, I passed out mid-interview.
Oh,
And-
was Kevin Peter upset?
No, they weren't mad. They understood. They understood. They kept Kevin Peter they kept talking, and I was just out cold like this in the back with my head like I was like sleeping.
At least they understood.
They
It's
got
a
it.
hard knock life.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. And then I found out that I have this wonderful cast here today. And for everyone that's wondering, we'll get into everything about last week at another time.
Last
It's
week,
not
schmassed.
last
Peak.
week
Schmatzed
schmatzed
me.
peak. Yeah, today's a different day.
That's a bunch of balderdash.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We have a lot of stuff. I mean, there's going to be the Oscar nominations came out.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some stuff that we'll get into that. We have a guest today. Sera Gamble's coming on today too. We're going to talk to her. And there's so much else that happened with Bohemian Rhapsody. Almost crossed almost at $1 billion, which is nuts.
Also, yes.
Do you not like that movie?
It's fine.
I love that movie.
It's fine.
I love it
Love
too.
it.
I love it too.
Love that movie.
It's
Yeah.
a fine generic film.
The last
Yeah,
time
I'm not going to argue with you there, but I love it because of that.
when I looked at the rundown that Riley sent out last night, that was going to be our main topic, and then I didn't even realize that the Oscar noms were
Neither
coming
did-
out today.
neither did Hira.
I don't know why that missed me.
Yeah, well, we both did because he wrote me last night and he's like, or whenever it was yesterday, he's like, hey, what do you want the main topic to be? And we're going to go over one thing. Then I was like, Bohemian Rhapsody almost made $1 billion. We were talking about that. And then we both, I saw Mance's tweet, tomorrow, it's the Oscars, wow!
I didn't even see it last night. This morning I woke
Oh, you
up,
didn't
I'm
know.
getting ready, I'm doing my stuff, and all of a sudden, Twitter,
yeah.
and I'm like, what's happening? What had happened at 7 a.m. or something?
Yeah, it usually happens pretty early.
Yeah, I was like
maybe
brushing
earlier
my
than that.
teeth, and the
Yeah. So that's, there you go. We're going to be talking about that for sure. And some other stuff that you know what? I don't know if you're watching it. I know you're watching it. I started watching True Detective on
Yeah.
episode 3.
I haven't seen the third one yet.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I hear
It's
the
so
third
much-
one gets a little quicker, which I'm excited about.
I love the slow burn of it.
Did you guys like the second one?
Hated it.
I watched the first season, tapped out on the second season, and back for the third.
Loved season 1.
Yeah, I didn't
Loved.
finish season. I didn't finish the second season because I just got bored.
Season 1 is great.
Yes, it is.
Season 2, Colin
I don't-
Farrell is great.
I don't think season 1 is great.
Oh,
I
it's
know I
great.
stand alone there. I think it's good.
Okay.
Good show.
Yeah, it's a different opinion.
Did you guys cry at the end of
Christian, it's just a
Poldark, the
different
last
opinion.
one of this season, or no?
Which one?
Poldark. You get.
What's that? What is Poldark?
That's the one my wife watches.
Does no one
Wait,
watch
what
that
is
show
that?
Is
except
that a
your
show
wife?
or is that an
Oh,
episode?
it's this period piece that she always wants to watch. And
Is it horrible?
It's not horrible,
Poldark?
but she loves Poldark, Outlander, and we watched The Favorite. It's like everything was period
Spell
pieces.
what you're
That's all.
trying to say.
Pol, Poldark.
Okay, I got
One
that.
word?
Yeah,
This is a
Ross
show?
Poldark. Yeah, it's a
show.
it's a BBC masterpiece
Brutal.
theater.
Ah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
a lot of this kind of
Do
stuff.
you lose your mind watching it? Do you hate it?
I don't know. I mean, it gets her in the mood.
The
so.
favorite's pretty cool though.
Is that true?
Yeah, she loves like the exposed, chesty, puffy shirt guys.
Well,
and
here
the,
you go.
You
Now
know,
you should ask your
Ross,
question.
no!
I was going to do it organically,
sorry.
Christian.
I thought you
knew.
forgot.
I broadcast. I know.
apologize. Sometimes some people don't.
But now that we've opened up the curtain, I
Yeah.
will say before the show, I was trying to ask you guys about married life and when you know if you're going to have sex or not. Like, do you have to pre-plan that? I have a girlfriend who's married. She has it in her calendar. In her wedding vows, it was 3 times a week we'll have sex for the rest of our lives.
Right.
And she said you can either get dinner cooked for you 3 times a week or sex 3 times a week. You pick. He said sex. She puts it in her calendar Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. They have sex 3 times a week in her calendar, checks it off. Which I was like, wow, are all married people like this?
That takes.
I mean, that's a lot of work, but I do have to say that you gotta plan sometimes.
Like,
especially with kids. Like
Yeah.
for me, I don't have kids, so we plan it because I just get cranky if it
What does
doesn't happen.
plan it mean, though? What does
I mean,
that mean?
like if I'm at a bar with my friends, I text them. I'm like, hey, I'm coming home. Are you awake? Because like I want to do this.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. That's just like,
That's
hey,
not
I'm in the
planning.
mood.
Yeah, no, but not like a schedule. Like unless we do plan it though. Like if we haven't seen each other for like a week.
Right.
You're
because
like,
we're
okay,
busy.
you have to be home
I'm
at
like,
Tuesday
we
at
gotta
7.
do this like this weekend. It's happening because it's
Right.
been like a few days and that's too long.
What's too long? Few days?
Like a couple of days.
Yeah, have kids.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
See,
that-
my kids all, they go to bed, they're asleep.
You're
It's,
good.
Yeah, we're good to go
But
now.
but now
every,
you are.
every time.
We've been in like, ever since like my kids got about 5.
Brett's like a wild dog too.
Yeah, I'm.
Well, remember, Thanos could snap.
I know.
Do you role play with period pieces?
yeah, no,
Already,
I was.
He
gonna
knows
buy-
because his mom's outside watching.
I was. No,
She's reading a book.
Tell us, Brett. Tell us the story.
Yeah.
So,
no, I get a puffy shirt on,
Yeah.
and I go and I do some coal mining.
Pull
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
You guys do the role play?
Yeah. No role play. No.
Cosplay?
All of the things.
You do all the
gotta do
things?
all the things. Yeah, no.
You plan that out? Like, are you
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, you come in your fireman, I'm going to come
Yeah.
in my schoolgirl.
But it's not the. I mean, we've done those, but not like. Those
I'm not
aren't my
saying those
favorites.
two all
Yeah.
the time, but you
Right.
plan that out.
Yeah, I mean sometimes, and then sometimes it just happens. Sometimes he'll come in with wearing some weird shit, and I'm like, "What's that? Oh, okay, cool. Let's try that."
With what?
Yeah, sometimes he'll come wearing like weird stuff, and
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
thought you
"Cool."
said
What's the
comes in with
weirdest?
threesome
Yeah.
weird shit.
Did I want to say it? You don't have to say it.
I mean, I can't say the weirdest stuff. I don't think I'm allowed.
Because they're weird outfits or it's weird
Yeah.
things?
Both.
Like,
Wow.
It's like E.T.
Yeah.
Phone
I
home.
mean, you know what? People are into weird stuff,
I
and
believe
you
it.
gotta respect that.
I understand.
Christian.
I respect it. I respect it.
Or you don't have to respect
That's
it.
true.
Well, I guess you have to tolerate it. If you're married to
If
them.
you're married to that person, you have to. It's true.
You have to accept it.
Is that
After-
kind
after-
Look,
like-
look at this.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Look at
Yeah.
the underwear.
serious?
Yeah. Wiggly is
Shut
what's
up.
hot. Look at that. And then look at the underwear sticking
And
out.
all
Everyone's
I'm thinking is,
underwear.
Now-
why is there no
Oh,
apostrophe
my
in
God.
what?
And the underwear has my name on it,
Oh,
just
does
like
it really?
Calvin Klein. My friend photoshopped this for me. I did
Oh,
this
that's
at one
funny.
of my headshot sessions, and I did it like the Mark Wahlberg CK.
Oh my god.
That's good.
That should have been the white elephant gif instead of the Makuga headshot.
Yeah.
So do you date somebody, they don't pull out
No,
their
not
weird,
anymore.
they,
I'm married.
they don't pull out their weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You marry them, then they're like, oh, honey, by the way, you're stuck with me. We're trying to
mean,
be
that's-
the ET aliens.
You gotta be smart, right? And
Yeah.
make sure you know all that
That's
crap
right.
before you get married.
That's why I think people are ridiculous when they get married to someone after like 2 months.
Yeah,
I think
agreed,
It's
yes.
crazy, like because
Roka?
he's not married. He's not married. He's look. There's one thing to think about.
No, he didn't get married, but he tried. They went to Vegas.
They thought about it and talked about it. I think cooler heads prevailed. You can't. You just can't because for that reason alone, you don't know that person well enough.
Yeah.
Because things happen as you progress in your relationship. Say, look, my wife and I were talking about it the other day. We went to San Diego together like the first 2 months that we were dating. We went for like a weekend and just hung out in San Diego. We're completely different people then. The way we acted around each other, the way we talked with each other. Just, you know each other well enough after 2 months, you know. Now, it's like every single thing, like just the conversation you have in the car. It's like you know that person so well, you know whether or not you want to be married to them or not. You know, it's crazy.
And it also depends on like what your priorities are in a relationship, right?
Yes.
Like for me, I was like, I like sex, so you need to be cool with this, and you need to want to have it all the time too, right? So you got to
All
find
the
people.
time?
Well, you know, like all the time
Every 2
compared to
days,
most
apparently.
married people, I guess.
Right.
But I mean, we've been together for a while, so
How long?
Married, I don't know. Married like since 2012, but together for like 12 years.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a long time.
Where'd you
That
guys
is a long
meet?
time.
Where?
Where?
Or when?
Where?
At a bowling alley.
Oh, wow.
Through friends though.
Right.
Not like.
Like Cody's
and it wasn't.
Cody, you know, Cody's like a big bowler. Cody's like
I just
Kingpin.
heard someone yell. I was
It's
like,
Cody.
was that Cody?
Cody's like Kingpin style bowler.
That would have been amazing if it wasn't through friends. Just a guy at the
Yeah.
bowling alley.
But it wasn't on
Hey,
purpose
babe.
because
He was working there.
Yeah, no,
He's
because
cleaning his balls.
You want the
no,
shoes?
that's not. No.
No,
I like the way you hold those.
No,
balls.
Brett. Brett,
No, no,
Brett,
Brett.
no.
Just in here. No. Sewing my lip.
No, Brett.
Go on. What was that?
No. No, Brett.
I have a clip. I have a sound clip.
Yay!
No.
Speaking of which, oh wait,
No, Brett.
this isn't for you.
Okay.
Because you might know this. I know you don't like to do this, but this is a movie that I need you guys to. You both seen it. You both know it, and the winner will get a prize. So this is.
I don't like
This is
these
a
things.
recent. This is a
You
recent.
don't.
This is a recent movie.
My
All
anxiety.
right, Cody,
Where's
you
my
ready?
Xanax?
Cody, should we play like the intense scene?
Sure, you want the intense one?
Put the intense scene so they get it. All right, ready?
This is the
Here we go.
firecracker.
Is this
Here we go.
soundbite
Here we go.
stuff?
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
Does anybody know?
I'm not good at quotes. I'm
And
good
a
at scores.
goldfish here.
I got it. Don't
Do
say
you know
anything. Yeah, he knows it. He's seen it before. It's a classic.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Play it again?
All right, play the the love scene.
Okay,
the love
one
scene.
second.
Right.
Got it.
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
Nothing yet?
Play the
Good
love
scene.
scene?
Yeah, that was the love scene.
All right, you're messing with me somehow, but
No.
what is it?
All right, one more clip. One more
the
clip.
same
Play.
clip.
That was this.
It's gonna be
No,
the
it's
same
very
clip.
different.
Yeah, no.
Very different. Play. Which scene do you want to play, Cody?
I don't like your jokes.
I have the one at the end, but I'm afraid that's a spoiler. Should I
Play
play
this.
it anyway?
Yeah, play the spoiler.
All right, I'll play it.
All right.
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
No idea.
I hate this stuff.
You're so
Brett.
dumb.
It's little Bobby and the Juice.
It's Little Bobby and the Juice.
No.
Little Bobby and the Juice.
I don't even know what that is. Is it some like it did not make it to Mexico? What is this?
It's
No.
Finstock's. It's Finstock's short film.
I should have gotten that.
Trailer.
I
you
should
should
have
have.
gotten that.
Yeah, 'cause
I haven't
that-
watched it since he scarred me and showed me in
Oh,
there.
I love that clip so much. The when it
When
goes.
it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
I literally thought they were talking about a movie.
Yeah, that's the point. Oh, so good.
It was so funny, guys.
I
It was
love it.
such a fun bit.
I'm gonna do that. I can't tell you that every time we have someone else on the show that doesn't know what it is. I'm gonna do that.
But-
When
Yeah.
it goldfish here.
I don't mind you.
Goldfish here.
How did you know?
I've seen. I saw the
I
trailer.
saw it too.
Yeah.
And I posted it on my Instagram.
And you even said something about win a goldfish here. I think in one of the
Here's
conversations.
what happened. I was like, it's Adam Sandler.
Oh, did you think it was Adam
It's
Sandler?
Adam Sandler. Which one of his movies?
Yeah.
And
He
then
took
I-
the time to make that.
What, the trailer? I love that trailer. I showed. All right, so let me. And I asked Finstock
I
the
wish I
same
had that
question.
much time.
So you kind of know my wife-ish.
Yep.
You know Sadie. You don't know her.
I've never met your wife.
No,
No.
but so I want you to guess. I showed her the full trailer. How long before she bailed on it? Was it 7 seconds?
5 seconds.
Was it 7 seconds? Was it 25 seconds? Or did she
9?
watch? Or was it 9 seconds? Or did she watch the whole thing?
I think she watched the whole thing.
I think she bailed right away.
9 seconds. I'll go in the middle.
Dorina's right. She made me turn it off immediately.
Really?
Immediately.
Sounds
She's
about
like, I'm done. She's like, I don't. I want. She's like, I want to watch True Detective. Turn this off.
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
So we watched True Detective, and I've seen all 3. I love the show. Mahershala Ali is such a baller.
He's such
And
a baller.
He's a really good
Listen,
actor.
man,
Yeah, he's really
and
good.
so is Steven Dorff. Steven
Yeah.
Dorff is back because the chemistry between those two, very similar to the way I felt with Woody Harrelson and McConaughey. Like, I care so much about I didn't give a crap about the characters in season 2 except Colin Farrell. Everybody is so great on this show. Third one is great. It goes in a little bit of a different direction in the third one. I think you might dig if you're feeling that
Cool.
it's taken a little bit too long. But I like the slow burn. You haven't seen it yet? Season 2?
No, because the
3, I mean?
season 2 I turned it off. So.
Okay, but that's the beauty of the show is that you don't have to really know 1 or 2. Like people,
I didn't
who
have to watch season
no,
2.
you don't need to watch 1 or 2 to still enjoy the show because it's completely different stories. Have you seen either any season?
No, I haven't got that one. Is it? It's not a period piece, so I haven't.
It
seen
is not. Well, it is
Well,
kind
it's-
of.
yeah.
It is kind of. Yeah. Did you like The Favorite?
We both fell asleep during it.
Oh,
I
Really?
still haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
I really liked it.
I liked it. I hated the end.
I kind of
yeah,
got.
but Yeah.
But
most of
the
it's great.
quirkiness of it, I like, but I didn't know where it was going, and it just I lost interest. I didn't know why Emma Stone was doing what she was doing. Like I was like, what is the motive?
I think it's more about the screenplay and the dialogue, more so than any other movie.
It's shot beautifully, though. It should win. Oh, I want to talk about some of the snubs. I guess we'll do that during the Oscars. But man, there's a snub that I'm pissed about.
I'm trying to think of what I think it is.
Oh,
I think it's Win a Goldfish.
I think it's about the favorite.
It's not. I don't want to give it away.
I'm not asking. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
Fine.
All right, let's just all not talk.
Yeah, it's 10:30. Our guest is here.
Oh,
So I want to go to break, and when we get back, Sera Gamble is here. We're going to talk to her, and then at 11 o'clock, we will be talking about the Oscars and a lot of other things. Collider Live.
Winner.
There. No, it's not late to the party. That's actually from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You didn't know that? Well, you should, and now you do. Jedi Council. What is it? It's about Star Wars, obviously. It's Jedi Council. Every week, the latest and greatest in Star Wars movie news. Myself and Ken Knapsack, that's right, the pit boss himself. We have a guest on, and we talk about everything happening in the world of Star Wars. If it's the movie news, the TV news, canon news, comic books, games. And then we take questions from you guys on Facebook and Twitter. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm still excited talking about it. The fan base is coming together again. I believe it is. I think it is. I hope it is. And we're talking Star Wars, so we'd like you. That's right. All of you. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, come on over and join us every Thursday for Collider Jedi Council here on Collider Video. And we have an Apple Podcast feed or Podcast One, wherever you want to go if you listen to podcasts. And not only do you get Collider Jedi Council every week on Thursday, The Rule of Two with Mark Fernandez and Mark Riley, that's on every week. I believe it drops on Wednesday. It's on one of these days. It's a good show. You should listen to it. I like it. I listen to it. I haven't listened to it once.
Hey guys, Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com. And if you're a pro wrestling fan, which I hope you are, even if it's in secret, then you should be checking out Wrestling Sheet Radio Weekly. We've got a bunch of shows in the podcast feed. We've got weekly recaps from myself and John Roca, which you guys will probably know from the Collider family. That's for Raw, that's for SmackDown. We've also got the weekly roundup of wrestling news. It's a show I host called Wrestling Sheet Radio with Jamie Iovine and Elijah Bates. And we've also got a bunch of other stuff in our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wrestling sheet. So check it out, subscribe, and I hope you guys dig it.
Hey everyone, Mark Ellis here. You know, when I'm not trying to clone dinosaurs or drinking at my neighborhood watering hole, I am probably hosting Collider Movie Talk. It's a flagship show here at Collider. I like to say that because I'm the host of it. It's every day, almost. It's 4 days a week, which is still pretty good, above 50%. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 p.m. Los Angeles time is when we do it. It's live, so you can participate in the live chat room. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on every story we have coming because it's all the latest movie news of the day. Who did what at the box office? What horrible Redbox movies Bruce Willis signed on to? The DC, the Marvel, the Star Warses, the Lord of the Rings. Are they making new? I think it's a TV show, and we still might talk about it anyway because we love movies around here. It's myself and an expert panel of guests, including John Roca, Perry Nemiroff, Jeff Snyder, and other noted noters of note. You guys are going to love this show, and then we take your live Twitter questions at the end of the show at Collider Video. You can always use the hashtag Collider Movie Talk to get in touch with us, so subscribe right here to Collider Video. Check out Movie Talk, and check out the Collider Movie Talk podcast feed. We have a podcast feed now. You don't have to look at this handsomeness. You can just listen to it, whether you're driving to work, whether you're driving from work, or you don't have a job, but you have a basement and ears. You can listen to Collider Movie Talks feed. You can get it at Apple Podcasts or on iTunes. You also get Mailbag. That's the show that's hosted by Perry Nemiroff, a lot more professionally than I run this pirate ship. That's our weekend show where she takes your letters. I don't know if you write them or you email them. You have to ask her. Check it out in video form or on our podcast feed.
What's up, Collider fans? If you are a fan of television and you want to watch a guy that looks like me and a guy named Thad Williams talk about TV every single Friday, subscribe to the Collider channel. Collider Podcast is where you can find the video. We have our own iTunes feed, hashtag Collider TV Talk. You can find on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts and you listen to them in your ear holes. That's where Collider TV Talk comes at you. We talk about TV news. We talk about shows we love, shows that we don't love, and most importantly, we don't read any books because TV has nothing to do with reading. We also have a show called Hypothetical Questions with myself and Roxy Striar and all kinds of reviews right here at the Collider Podcast channel and the Collider TV Talk feed. Subscribe, rate, like, tell your friends, tell all your friends and tell their friends, and before you know it, it's a pyramid scheme of television. I'm Josh McCouga. You can see Thad Williams and myself along with Roxy Striar and all the Collider personalities all the time right here on Collider TV Talk. As always, put down the book, pick up the remote.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Movie Mance, and just to let you know, if you already don't, every Friday here on Collider Video, I host a weekly film review series called Movie Review Talk. The title says it all. Every week, I'm joined by two guest critics of my choice, and they're never the same. We review the new films. We pick something that's streaming that you might not know about, but is really great. And we pick a Blu-ray for something that you might have missed in theaters. It is fun. It is infectious. It is the Citizen Kane of movie review shows, and it's only right here on Collider with this guy, Scott Movie Mance, Mr. Movie Release Dates himself. Check it out every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Collider Video.
Collider Live. We're back here live, and it is Tuesday. And I want to tell you guys, You is an American psychological thriller. It's a television series developed by Greg Berlanti, and our guest today, Sera Gamble. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's nice to have you in studio. As we were talking right before the break, that I had a little bit of a career myself on that side with working for Joel Silver, and then I saw that Warner Horizon is producing the show as well, and they also do The Bachelor, which I was a producer on that show for a little bit, which it's kind of a crazy run.
You were a producer on The Bachelor.
I was.
Let's just talk about that for half an hour.
It was nuts. It was
Totally.
it was a nutty thing. I did that for like 5 seasons as I built up this. On the side, and then this became a thing, and I started doing this. But let's talk about you. And let's talk about the show. You like what I did there?
Yeah.
I want to talk about it. So tell me a little bit about the show. Because you have a very I'm looking at a lot of these credits here. Showrunner, produced a ton of things. Writer for Supernatural for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You have a really cool career. So where did this come about? How did you and Berlanti know each other already, or
We did.
You did.
We did. When you have been at a studio for a while, they kind of matchmake you with the big super producers,
Right.
just so you get to know each other. And Greg Berlanti and I met a few years ago. I had an idea for a pilot. He wanted to produce it. I wrote it, and then it didn't get made.
Mm-hmm.
So we just sort of vaguely kept in touch. And one day he called me and he said, "I'm reading this book. It's crazy. I'm sending it to all my friends. We're talking about it as though it's a TV show we're binging. Just read it, and if you see what I see, call me back."
Yeah.
And it was you. And I was like 10 pages in. I was like, this book is crazy. We have to make a TV show out of
So
this.
tell me a little bit about it. What got you hooked on it?
Well, the book is entirely inside Joe Goldberg's mind.
Oh, okay.
So it's called You because he's talking to you, and the you is the Beck in his head. And it was so intimate right away. I just felt like I was hanging out with this guy's true uncensored thoughts.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until midway through the book that I started to really question, is he the most reliable narrator? Should I be trusting him? And I mean, spoiler alert, the answer is no.
Right.
You should not be trusting Joe.
And that's it's funny. Even from like The Sopranos to Breaking Bad to all these shows that it's long gone are the days where you just want to follow the character who's like the good dude or the good girl. You want to find someone with an edge, and that's kind of seems like that's what this character is.
Well, I almost feel like, okay, hero, anti-hero, Superman, who's the best man in the universe, or Tony Soprano, who's compelling but a mobster.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, these are those classic male protagonists that you root for whether or not what they're doing is good. So we wanted to erect a romantic hero in that image, not splitting the hair, hero,
Right.
anti-hero, just going, look, straight white male, romantic lead. So we could like burn him to the ground.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this show had its resurgence on Netflix, right? It was originally a Lifetime or a...
It was.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, when my little sister's into something, I know it's made it huge because she's not watching everything, and she called me and was like, this Netflix show, and I was thinking, I saw billboards for this a long time ago for Lifetime. Why do you feel like it had such a larger fandom when it moved over?
I mean, Netflix just has that reach. Lifetime worked really hard on the show, really believed in the show. I think it might be the only show they've ever had with a man at the center of it, actually. But
Wow.
And they really believed in what we were doing, and it was kind of fun and subversive to be on the traditional home of the stalker movie.
Yeah. Sorry, Dorina, go ahead.
Oh no, and also for Lifetime, I mean, I'm a fan of Unreal.
Yeah, me too.
And so I don't know if you guys are familiar with that show.
The Best.
That's the
Best.
Best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And so it was cool to see a show like this too, that you think has some of the similar tropes in a lot of like romantic types of shows and movies, but then all of a sudden there's a twist, right? And you're not supposed to be rooting for this love story. And for Lifetime at least, like I don't know if they're rebranding themselves, but it was interesting to see them, not have like the type of women's programming that they're like used to,
Yeah.
So I love that, and I'm assuming that's why it was successful at Netflix. But
Netflix kind of brings your niche to you.
Right.
The whole idea. I mean, first of all, it's just the internet. It's the future.
Right.
It's like we all need to just submit to having a future that looks like Netflix. But what's very cool is that they base all their recommendations on what you dig.
Yeah.
They're like Joe that way. They like really want to get to know you.
Yeah. Well,
that's not creepy at all.
No.
So it's also the perfect home for the show, really. But because they are tailoring your recommendations to just what you've watched, what you've liked, what you've completed, as they say. They're not saying this is for women or this is for men or this is for millennials or this is for Gen X. They're just saying, well, if you like this and this, you might like this. And then it turned out that more people than we ever could have expected.
It's totally true because I watched Ozark and all these it's a little darker shows, and my wife and I are trying to find shows that we're watching, and the trailer for you had popped up, and I was like, I hadn't heard of it yet, and I watched it, and I was like, this is kind of out there, creepy and bizarre, and I dig it. And the next day I was on, so there's a show out here that I do every Thursday, radio, Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. And the first thing he brings up is like, "Did you watch the show You yet?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah." And he was the first thing, and I was like, "I haven't a chance." I said, "I watched a trailer last night, and I dug it." He's like, "I love it," and it was because of what you're saying. You should hate this dude,
Yeah.
but he's like, I'm watching this guy, and I'm like, everything he's doing is wrong, but there's something about him where you're just like, should I root for him? But I shouldn't. But I like him, and then that's the kind of show you want people talking about.
Well, you can feel it when a show hits a certain kind of critical mass. And I've been making TV for a while, and I've watched that happen to a lot of shows where they just sort of cross over and then everybody wants to watch them so they can talk about it. I'm more used to working on the shows where you run into somebody in the bathroom at Comic-Con and they're like, that's my favorite show.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Niche audiences.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even really know how to talk about. I'm not used to being this mainstream.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, that's the gig, right? I mean,
yeah, it's cool.
Do you also think that it has to do with like the pilot? I don't know if you saw it, Roxy, but my husband and I were watching it, and we immediately like got hooked, specifically because it's a really good critique on social media, right? And like youth and internet culture, and so that was really interesting to me to like see him kind of like assume all these things about this female character just from like stalking her on social media, and like that aspect of it is fascinating, even more so than just like the fact that women are terrified of men sometimes, I'm
gonna leave.
Occasionally, sometimes.
I get it.
So I mean, I'm assuming that's why, like is that also like something that was interesting to you guys as like showrunners, that you wanted to like touch on that aspect of society as well? And like, are we going to see more of that as well?
Yeah, I think it's very baked into the DNA of the show. Right. When Greg and I went to pitch the show to a few networks, this was 500 years ago now, when we started working on it, we would stalk one person in that room. We would take a look at the list of the executives, that were going to be there, and we would then assign it to Greg's assistant, frankly. But just tell us everything you can find by Googling this person and going on their social media. Nothing we would ever have to pay a PI to find out. And when we practiced it on Susan Rovner at Warner Horizon, I was like, so Susan, who gets your hair blown out at Dry Bar and at 10 a.m. on Sunday usually.
So
don't tell the people that. Don't tell people.
But no, that's a smart play when that's what this show is, because that pitch sticks with you.
Well, yeah. So I'm glad that the show's doing okay, because I'm not sure I'll ever work again at any of those other places. Maybe Susan's now going to have to change her. I can't believe I just said that. Sorry, Susan. But I still run into people and they're like, you gave that creepy pitch. Thanks. That was really scary. But that's the point of the show.
Yeah.
How do you get away from, because that it is a creepy show that has a completely different vibe, how do you get away from fans looking at that thinking, oh, this is going to be Gossip Girl, because his face is everywhere and he's the guy that we remember from that show?
Right.
Penn calls you the meta evolution of Dan Humphrey. He actually sees a line from Gossip Girl to you.
Wild.
Which was ahead of its time, I think, Gossip Girl was in terms of its portrayal of what was to become social media. And those were very young people doing, moderate to severe horrible crap to each other. And this is just like now, it's about an adult, and he's doing completely severe, unhinged, bad stuff to people. And so he has, I watched that show a little bit. I thought it was really entertaining. He's
amazing.
so in the matrix of Gossip Girl that I think he has the best sense of humor. He's a good person to talk to about it because he's really funny about it.
Well, and hearing, because you worked a lot in network television.
Yeah.
And, switching over to like the Netflix side of things too, where this handcuffs seem to be off a little bit more. Would you feel that way, or do you think there's as much creativity on both sides?
Well, if we're going to be totally honest about how business works, anytime somebody is handing you millions of dollars to do anything, there are going to be some strings attached to that. But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a big check that they write.
It's
for
just,
any show.
as far as like the, watching the evolution of the show, we can't do that because the sponsors on television are going to do that. But with Netflix, it's like, just go. Yes, you're going to have executives to say, let's make sure that we do this, and if we can do that, let's try to keep it on track. And sometimes you want that from depending on who the executive is, if you vibe with them creatively. But it's just television. I don't watch as much network now. I watch all my stuff is streaming stuff, like it's just because of that reason alone, like Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. These shows just where I know it's like movies. It's like,
a show that's good you'll find. Hopefully streaming services like Netflix allow you to find them.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows is The Good Place. It's a network show.
That's true.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think I have this skill because I was working on network where because of the commercial breaks, we were working towards act outs where you would cut to commercial, and we had a very set number of minutes we couldn't go over. That's true also on cable, as long as they have, commercial supported cable.
Right.
And I'm really glad because I don't know that the kind of story we're telling is necessarily served better if it's 58 minutes instead of 44 minutes.
Right.
It's just nice to have the freedom. And I don't know if you can cuss on this, but
yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
So having unlimited fucks is a big deal to me.
I'm sure.
I've fought for every fuck.
Good.
It was my favorite
You
fight.
and me both, baby.
Yeah. I have a lot of fucks to give, and
you can give them as many as you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. That's kind of where I was going with that, because you can't do that on NBC, and especially for your show. Like, because when you say something like The Good Place, you can tailor that to a network audience, right?
Yeah.
To your show, I think it would take away the essence of it.
Well,
what you can do.
We had executives who were really fighting for our creative vision at Lifetime too, and so over a number of weeks, I had a number of conference calls with very, game and well-meaning people who just were being asked to push the envelope for the structure of their business. When I said we need a few fucks for this. I had spent 7 seasons on Supernatural, which is on the CW, and the funniest thing to me about writing those. We called them the boys back then. Now they're grown-ass men. Yeah. But 13 years later. But it was funny to me that, Dean Winchester would, slay a demon woman with his bare hands, and her guts would be all over, and then he would have to say freaking instead of fucking.
Right.
I'm like, I guess, but they're very polite boys,
But still, yes, I see what you're saying, though, too. But I have a couple questions where the Netflix side, because like you said, you're trying to figure out where the home's going to be, and then when Netflix says, we're taking it, is there ever a little bit more being hesitant with Netflix just because they're like a monster now, right? And there's so much content on Netflix. Obviously, with the right deal and with money, people are going to go, well, yeah, they got the best deal, and we're going to take the money and go. But do you ever get to a place where, are they going to find us? Because there's so much on Netflix now?
Well, that's just TV in general. We felt that way making The Magicians on Sci-Fi. Will people find Sci-Fi? We felt like that at Life. I think everyone feels that way because there are so many more shows, period, than there used to be. And so that's always the question.
Right.
But to me, it's a trade-off that's worth it because when I got into this business, the gold standard was a procedural show about people doing their jobs as cops or lawyers or doctors that went 22-plus episodes a season and was repeatable for 500 episodes.
Yeah.
And that really limited what you could do in terms of a deep character investigation. The best shows did some character investigation, but when you're like, I want to be a show creator, it's like, what's my twist on being a cop?
Right.
Or something.
Right.
And yeah, it's hard to make noise. It's hard for people. It's very fortunate and lucky and an alignment of the stars that so many people are watching you right now.
Right.
But it was never a question to me because I really wanted to tell this story and how amazing that we're living in a time when I can.
Yeah, and you're allowed to do it again because, like you said, with the executives, Netflix trust in the vision. You guys go for it. The other thing that I've always found tricky with Netflix is no one knows how they're doing ratings wise. Like, you never know. Netflix doesn't release their numbers.
I was surprised to hear them.
Yeah, right.
And then I was really surprised to hear what they were.
It's fantastic that you guys are doing that. So now that you guys are hit, and now that because so many people are watching, does Netflix now say you did it good, do your thing, and we're going to back off a little bit, or do they get more? Like you're saying, sometimes when it's like a big hit, more people can get involved because let's do this season.
Well, I have to say they haven't been super intrusive. They've had good ideas and they've been good partners, and you never really know. It's not as though you go somewhere bigger and they're more intrusive. You go somewhere smaller, they're less. It's the executives are human beings, and each one is different. Each one has a different kind of approach to how they do their job. And part of my job is taking what is great about what people offer and trying to leave the rest to protect the show. Yeah. And so usually when people are coming at you with notes, something really is bothering them. And I'm worried enough that I'm going to fuck something up that I really want to hear it if you're confused.
Yeah.
So it's good that there are executives,
And as a showrunner, I have a question just in general. Like, how much creative decision making do you get, or do you want to have when it comes to doing this? Like, the You is shot so well. I love the cinematography of it. Yeah. As also, like the music choices in it. I love all that stuff. Like, how much of that as a showrunner do you get involved in making those decisions?
Well, the big decision is who to hire.
Okay.
Really, I mean, the first 2 episodes of You were shot by Lee Tolan-Krieger, who also shot Riverdale, Sabrina. He's done a lot of really beautiful work. And you don't hire Lee Tolan-Krieger so that you can then tell him and his DP how to do their job.
Not micromanaging.
No,
Right.
yeah, exactly. You have sort of large-scale creative conversations early in the process. The conversation Lee and I had a lot early on was about how we didn't want this to look like a sort of cold blue thriller in the vein of David Fincher necessarily. It had those elements, but we wanted it to feel warm and romantic, so you didn't see it coming, how violent it was. So that was his North Star, and then he went and did this thing that I couldn't possibly do because I'm not him.
Right.
And with music, it's the same. We have music supervisors and composers who are great at their jobs. I'm kind of annoying about music.
I am the same
I understand.
way. Yeah.
I think if I wasn't a writer, I might be a
Amazing
music
fan.
supervisor.
Yeah.
So I
So
drive
important.
around and I'm listening. I'm always trying to find. I'm that obnoxious teenage girl who's like, "Have you heard this? Oh no, you haven't, because I found it first." Right. So I'm kind of constantly doing that.
Do you put
just
scenes in your head?
Oh God, yeah.
It's the best.
I'll listen to. I'll wear songs out
Yeah,
while
me
I'm
too.
writing.
Me too.
Do you have your Spotify playlist where you?
I do, yeah, and for every project, and then just driving around trying to let the characters talk in my head. So on The Magicians, I found a certain number of those songs, and then it's a process. Anne Klein is the music supervisor on the show. She's fantastic.
That show is known largely for its amazing music. People always are talking about that.
We're in the sweet spot of needing to find music that's cool and emblematic of those characters and their age and where they are in their lives, and then also doesn't cost $1 million because we don't really have the Game of Thrones budget for that. So where she is amazing is I'll send her something and I will have no idea if it's an obscure band that isn't signed to a label or if it's a super expensive song, and she will either deliver the song or deliver something better. Yeah. So that's really kind of what that handshake is.
And the 4th season of Magicians, that comes out January 23rd.
Yeah.
And
isn't that like tomorrow?
That is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sci-fi.
That's why I'm probably part of why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
So The Magicians, though, and I'm listening to you talk about this Netflix and all the stuff that you did. How do you have time to do anything? I mean, the fact that you are able it's crazy. Like that's 2 different shows, 2 successful shows that you're working on right now. Plus you have a lot of other things that you've done as far as you have several works of literary short fiction that you've done, published by the Journal Washington Square on Nerve.com. You've done so much. Do you take a break ever? Do you get a rest, or are you ready to just keep on working?
Ever, yes. Recently, no.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Of course it is.
This is the dream. I'm kind of living the dream.
It's awesome.
But the real answer to your question of how do I do it when there are 2 shows in production, I don't do it by myself. And I'm part of a large team on both sides, and my partners.
Well, sure, but you're still doing a lot. I mean, because just listen to you as far as like when you're coming up with music, and, and I mean and you got to do it for 2 different shows. But for Magicians, though, I want to know a little bit more about it, because this show I don't know. I don't know as well. It's like I said, you have been talking about it. People. Magicians, I know from Roxy from here, but tell me a little bit about it. Tell the audience a little bit about it too. Now we're in our 4th season.
Yeah, the 4th season premieres tomorrow. The premise, it's based on best-selling novels by a wonderful author named Lev Grossman. And the premise is essentially if you took what is amazing about Harry Potter and a little bit of what is amazing about Narnia, walking through a wardrobe into a fantasy world.
You speak my language.
Oh, sorry. Or getting the owl that says you can do magic, come to our school.
Yeah.
But transplanting that to America, to Brooklyn, and handing all of that stuff to a depressed 20-something and make it graduate school. So if you found out magic was real in graduate school, you'd be doing a lot of magical drugs.
Yeah.
You'd be having a lot of magical sex. And
Yes,
you'd
I would.
be having those coming of age problems.
You're right,
If you became the king of a magical land that's sort of an R-rated version of Narnia, again, you would be having some existential crisis. You'd be worrying about your girlfriend. So it's that is the balance. It's a way for us to talk about coming of age.
Rox? Sorry, I know you had a question. I didn't want to cut you off.
It's just my language also. It's awesome. I do have a question going back about something, though, because we breezed over something, and everybody wants to know about Netflix numbers. And I didn't realize that they talked to you guys about that. I didn't know that was something that they would actually clue you in on. Did you guys have to push for that?
No. To be clear, I kind of never want to know what the numbers are. I only want to know if
it's good or bad,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
I mean, I pay just enough attention to kind of be able to nod and say yes or no in a conversation, but
they're very forthcoming with that information.
No, I mean, I think that some kind of an important moment has happened for Netflix where they are sharing some good news, and we're part of that. Bird Box is part of that. Bandersnatch is part of that. This amazing show, Sex Education. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I binged it all in like 3 days.
No, but I'm hearing that it's unbelievable.
It's so
Makuga
good,
just
you guys.
binged it and was flipping out about it.
It's really good.
Okay.
So I think for whatever reason, I mean, I don't want to speculate about their business model. I just know that these numbers are really large, so they shared them. But I wasn't necessarily expecting it. They kind of tell you how your show is doing by either renewing your show or canceling your show.
Right.
That's the information you're getting from them. It's like picked up or not.
And also numbers are just one kind of way to measure because studios who own the show, they sell the show around the world and every deal looks a little different. You don't know just from looking at name a Supernatural, right? You don't know based on the numbers on the CW, which are Nielsen's numbers in the United States, how it's doing in Australia and what that deal looks like. And so I am only kind of a little in the weeds on what those deals look like that are between business people and agents and lawyers. And at a certain point, my brain turns off and I'm like, I'll be over here trying to stay on budget while still delivering something insane. Right. So,
but that budget theoretically would go up based on what those numbers are.
Oh yeah, make no mistake. If I sense things are doing well, if I sense we're doing well for a network, that's something that I can use to argue for more money.
Right.
Then yeah. But what that really looks like for the bottom line of a company that does or doesn't have stakeholders, I'm not the number one best person to talk to about that. My agent kind of tells me the stuff I need to know, or my partners, John McNamara and Greg Berlanti. In this case, Greg walked into my office the other day. He had just been in the offices of Netflix, and they had just told him this number. And this number is absurd. 40 million is an absurd number. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy number.
Yeah.
And it has only gotten crazier because audiences have grown smaller in the last 10 years for unconventional kind of broadcast.
Right.
And so he sort of was like, I have a number to tell you. So he knew that I would just maybe flip out or have a seizure.
Right.
Or just
He asked you to
wouldn't
take the
be
headphones off, stop listening to
It was
music.
mostly like, let me watch Sarah try to process the number 40 million. So it was almost like a joke.
And you got that information before we did because that was released. There was a couple of numbers that were released to the public, 40 million being one of them.
We got the same information that you guys did. I think Greg might have heard it a minute before the public because he was in the building.
That's awesome. Listen, first of all, thank you very much for coming in here today. It's fascinating. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.
We've got you and now the Magicians, once again, guys, January 23rd, which I believe is tomorrow. And check that out on Sci-Fi. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool to talk to you today too, just to hear all about the stuff. And once season 2, and once I'm sure you're gonna have another 4 or 5 shows on the air pretty soon. When you do, please come back and talk to us again.
I'd be happy to.
Sera Gamble, ladies and gentlemen. And can the kids find you on Twitter or that type of stuff, or do you stay off the social medias now? I would understand why.
You should come visit.
Okay,
I'm at Sera
Sera
the Gamble. Sera the Gamble on Twitter and Sera Gamble on Instagram and.
She's verified. She's legit. You'll find her easily.
She's legit.
I do have to check.
Well, check her out, guys. Make sure and check out the shows. And thank you once again, Sera, for joining us. Guys, we'll be back. When we get back, we're talking about these Oscar noms and why I have a beef with one of the snubs. Hello, Collider fans. I'm Kristian Harloff, and you see my stupid name in the background because that's my other show. It's One-on-One with me, Kristian Harloff. What the hell is it? I just sit down and talk to people. I literally just sit down and talk to people about what the hell's going on in their lives and their careers. And it's a long-form interview show. Originally, it aired on Collider Video as far as the YouTube channel goes, but we moved it on over, and it's on the Collider Video podcast, Collider Podcast, excuse me, on YouTube. Go on over there if you want to see the video and to see the pretty faces that I'm talking to. Had some great guests over the past. And we're going to have a lot more. And there's going to be people that you, maybe some celebrities or actors and actresses, producers, writers, all that stuff. But there's also a lot of the people that you know around here. I could have Cobbster on there. I could have Jeff Snyder, John Roca, Mark Riley, Roxy Striar, whoever. And I'm going to find out more about them. Long form, and also go to Apple Podcasts and check out the One-on-One feed with Kristian Harloff. And not only is my show on there, Mark Riley, the Riley Roundtable, which is another sit-down, long-form interview show, that's also there. And when Steve Frosty Weintraub talks to Kevin Smith or George Takei, that's going to be on that podcast feed also. So if you're taking a long drive and you like those long-form interviews, pop on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff, give it a rate, comment, do all that because it helps the show and it makes Podcast One go, hey, you know what? Those people should get ad money.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. Ugh.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out, we talk about what we hope is coming out, we do fantasy casting of things that should exist, why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things, and every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy and print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital, I'll forgive you, as long as you're paying for your comics, it's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print, keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting, we can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to have
catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. That's right, they gave Riley his own podcast. The Riley Roundtable is on its new home, and that is One-on-One with Kristian Harloff on the iTunes feed for Podcast One. It drops every Thursday. The Riley Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right. The Riley Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff podcast feed and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Riley Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, this is John Roca. You know me as one of the co-hosts for Collider Sports Time every Monday on Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. But we got another show on here. That's Collider Sportsbook. Josh McCougar, the Wild Man, he hosts that one. I join him on those, and they're a lot of fun. We break down the lines and the predictions with the over and unders. A lot of stuff going on for all the NFL games and some select college football games as well. We do that every week. We also do special ones on Thursday nights for those Thursday night football games. Let you know know where to put your money, what bets to put down, who to go with, who not to go with. We give you a lot of information, and we give you our thoughts. You know, Josh McCouga, he does it by the gut. I do it more from the statistics point of view, and every once in a while, Mark Fernandez even joins us to throw in his 2 cents on the Thursday night sportsbook. So there's a lot of sports action here on Sports Time, on the Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. Join us there, subscribe there, definitely on the podcast channel. We need your downloads, subscriptions, and views there. So give us some love on Collider Sports, and we'll talk to you soon.
What is that? Which one is this?
The score to Spider-Verse.
It's awesome. Listen, first of all, we're going to get into all of those nominations in a second here. So happy that movie got nominated, as it should. It's a winner. It's a winner. But we'll get into all that in just a little bit. The 2019 Oscar nominations were for the 2018 year. They came out this morning, and we're going to talk about them. First of all, let's just talk real quick about Sera Gamble. I didn't know a lot about her coming into this interview. And you said it during the break. She is a baller.
I think I said it on air too. If I didn't, then I should have. What a badass chick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just a badass producer in general.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not easy to do, to have like 2 hit shows on at the same time. To be, I mean,
and I like that she said, "How do you do it?" You know, like I delegate essentially. Which,
yeah, but she's being humble.
Yeah, but no shame in that. Like I do it because I'm a workhorse. I mean, her partner being Berlanti.
Right.
Talk about somebody who's on 50,000 shows.
Love Simon.
Yeah, and movies.
Yeah, man.
And he has the entire DC universe, the entire Berlanti-verse.
Yeah,
so.
it's one of those. They're on fire right now, and she was cool. I enjoyed talking to her. So
and Jewish. What up, my tribe?
But that's the type of thing when I'm talking to somebody that I don't know enough about, and I hear them talking. I respect like their business sense and the way they approach it. Like, you can tell why she's successful from the pitches that she was giving us inside of the room. And I didn't know anything about The Magicians. I just knew that season 4 was coming out. I knew she was here to talk about it today. And it's funny you say it. You're like, it just got renewed for season 5 while we were on the air.
Literally, I walk off. I'm pretty sure it was THR that emailed me. You know, I get those. Do you get those updates?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're annoying. But it said Magicians renewed for season 5. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Literally, it was at 11:02.
Wow. So we should have. Yeah, we right when she left.
Season 5 renewal.
I gotta keep watching
early.
that show. I really like. I only watched the
Do you
first
like
couple of
it?
seasons. Yeah,
Okay,
I really do.
I
just
she
haven't.
pitched it, and I said it. I was like, she is pitching me a show that I want to watch.
Right.
I mean, that's the first 2 things she said was what Harry Potter meets Narnia, and I like both. I like the first 2.
You're a Narnia fan?
First 2, and so
I can't say it being from Boston.
Narnia? Narnia.
Every time I
Can
go
you
say
try-
it, I'm
can
like,
you say it?
you're
Is
a
it
Narnia
cute?
fan? Narnia fan?
Narnia.
People are like, what?
But you can say it. You hear it.
I have to
Good actress.
try so hard.
Say Narnia.
Narnia.
Yeah, you got it.
What are the words are cute that you can say?
Cute's not the right
I think it's
word.
cute because I didn't grow up with accents like that, so I think it's
We
super
have a few
adorable.
clips from Narnia because Cody, play that one clip from Narnia, that my favorite one.
When it goldfish, yeah. When it goldfish,
I think that's my favorite
Can
part.
we go back to 8 instead? I like that one.
Yeah, me too.
We
I
have
like
that too.
better,
But
8th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which one? The 8th one. Goldfish ain't going nowhere. I say the same thing
Is
I
it
told you.
Goldfish or
Goldfish.
goldfish?
Get goldfish, yeah.
He's a carny.
Yeah. When it goldfish, yeah.
It's going nowhere. It is. I cannot wait. I hope. Does it annoy you?
No, I mean, it's fine.
It's
But
getting
it
to be
actually
annoying.
it's getting funnier as you keep doing
That's
which is so
good.
dumb.
Good.
But then also bring back fire work
What
hammer.
did I say?
She loves the firework hammer. You hate
I
the
thought
firework
when we
hammer.
were I really thought that's what you were going to play when you were going to say guess the sound
I can't do that without
clip.
Makudu.
You don't like the firework hammer?
It's so mean.
But no, it's his fault. He chose to do that.
But we're watching people injure themselves.
But
We don't know he was
they
injured.
chose to do that. It's their fault.
I don't.
And they're my people. It's their fault. They like doing
his
it.
fault or not. I don't like to watch. It's not
You
funny
don't like
to
when
me
people
to-
fall?
No,
Oh,
no.
man, I love it. As long as they don't get actually really badly injured or
Yeah.
die,
Well, there's
I love it.
definitely-
Like Mascots Falling is my favorite thing.
Wow, I've just that's so mean.
You're right.
It's
I
so
am.
mean.
You're not wrong.
I don't get it.
It's so funny because during the break, right before Sarah came in, it's like you didn't even realize it, but Roxy's sitting here and she's just like doing no. She goes, "When a goldfish."
Kristian's like, it's catchy, right? I'm like, it's not catchy.
You just gotta do
It's like, why are you singing that?
Oh, my daughter started doing it. My wife started yelling at her. She's like, "Stop it! Stop it!" And I want everyone to. What is this, Cody? What do you got? What is this? Top character mascot. Oh, this is
Oh my God,
things
the
falling.
mascot. Yes.
Is this mascot falling? Did he fall? I missed him. Wait a minute.
Pants fell down.
All right,
Polar
let's
bear
see.
can't handle the ice.
Okay, so it looks like we're watching. Oh, that's a big fall, man.
He honestly
That's face
probably
first.
really hurt himself.
Right, you don't like this type
I
of stuff.
seriously can't watch it. It's
Right.
so mean.
But they-
Well, let's see.
No.
Well, let's see how.
You see.
What does he
You
do?
let me know.
Oh, he's falling on his bird seeds.
Oh, this is a good
He's gonna
one.
hurt his balls.
I've
Yeah, you
seen
know he's
that.
gonna hurt his balls.
No.
You see, well, this guy's asking for it. He's
How do you know
trying
it's
to
a him?
Yeah, he's hurt his balls. That's a stupid thing. That guy's an idiot. I mean, you make a jump like that, you're gonna fall. Unless he knew he was gonna hurt his balls and he's gonna get the lat. Now, wait, his head just fell off. Like, and they take that shit seriously when the head falls off. It's like, oh, you're out of character. All right, this guy, fine. I'll watch. You know that I'm gonna watch as many as he's out.
I'm done with you.
Oh.
Done with you.
But
and
they're
done with
they're
her.
wearing costumes, so they have padding.
Yeah.
They don't
Oh
hurt
no, I don't want to
themselves
hear his
with
knee
that.
break. I don't want to hear his knee break. I don't want to hear his knee break. That's the type of
Oh,
stuff.
that's Christian's line.
I don't want to see somebody. Yeah, guy broke his knee. I don't want to see that. That's a line.
I'm
Yeah,
over you.
because here's the difference.
Over you.
Listen, he's hurt.
Yeah, I know. They're
The
all
guy's got
hurt.
hurt.
They're all
How
hurt
do
in
you
the
know
head.
that?
They're all hurt in the head.
Hurt in the head. Look at you.
Oh, look. He doesn't have an actual head under there.
That's like the Naked Gun. All right, let's turn that off. All right. Anyway, before we get into the snubs and all that, the Oscar nominations, I did want to tell everybody we were really excited. 3 days, we sold out in New York. We did it in 3 days for the Schmoedown. It starts. The show's going to be on Saturday. Mark Ellis's show, the comedy show, is at the New York Comedy Club in East Village. And it is on Friday night. We'll all be there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But just to let everybody know, there's tons of people saying, "Well, I can't. I'd like to watch it. How am I gonna watch it?" We are offering the live stream to everybody. If you're already at the $10 tier for Patreon, you will get it. However, $2.99, you can get it. Watch it the day of. A lot of people are also asking,
It's a steal.
I can't watch it right away. It's going to be available for 24 hours. So if you purchase the live stream at 8, the next day, you'll still be able to watch it. Because some people that are in different time zones, you'll be able to watch it. So,
I started looking up flights yesterday.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Too
I did.
expensive?
They're $400. It's like I just want to be there though. That energy for the live shows is so good.
In New York.
I know.
It's going to be crazy.
But it's
because
also going to be freezing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, the New York crowd.
They're going to be nuts.
I love the LA crowds. I love everything we've done. They've been great. I just feel there's going to be a different energy in that room.
Yeah,
because it's the first
I
time
know.
they've ever seen us before, and I think, and especially title match between
What
Erwin
have you
and Merle.
announced to people? Like, are there secrets and things that are up your sleeves that people don't know?
No, I mean it's a live event, and I don't think you need secrets for this one. I think it's just it's Dan Merle, the 2-time champion, going for the 3rd time to ever win a championship against arguably one of the craziest players we've ever seen in Ethan Irwin, 7-1.
He's savage.
He has beaten John Roca. He has beaten Clark Wolf. He has beaten Dan Merle. He has beaten all these people before. Lon Harris, Drew McWeeny. He's in his first year. So can Dan do it or will Ethan do it? It's going to be nuts. And then you got Chance Ellison and Janine the Machine on the undercard. It's going to be a lot of fun. So again, you can just Google right now. Just Google New York Schmoedown live stream, and you'll be able to. You can get it now. You can purchase it right now, and you'll also be able to purchase it the day of. So anyway, what tell
I
everybody
am
about
hoping
that?
for Dan.
How are you?
So
you want to
bad.
see Dan win it for the 3rd time?
I really do.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't know if he can do it. I believe in him, but Irwin's such a beast.
Yeah,
like
he's-
I've never seen anything like him. But what was crazy, I can't wait for everybody to watch the awards. Not to say what he said,
Right.
but I literally I turned to somebody next to me and go, he speaks a lot. I never. He's so
quiet.
So quiet.
It's a big personality.
Just like knows his stuff, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have to boast about anything. And at the Schmoedown Awards, he was talkative.
His personality came out.
And
Yeah.
it was interesting, and I was like,
Well,
he lives.
I've known Ethan for like 14 years now. He's one of the funniest dudes I know. He's a funny dude. He's got a
He
lot
was
of
really
personality.
funny. I was.
Yeah. He's got a lot of personality.
yeah.
So
It was
anyway,
interesting.
that's all going to go down. Make sure you guys check it out. It's going to be worth it because it's also going to allow us to know, depending on how many people decide they want to watch the live stream, it lets me know if we should continue to do live streaming. Because if we do live streaming for Free for All, if we do live streaming for any event for Chicago, for Star Wars Celebration.
Is it expensive for you guys to do live
Yes.
streaming?
Yes.
So you
very
you
much so.
gotta
So
know.
I want to make sure that it's worth it, and if people want to watch it, people don't. I mean, if not, it'll be available like 2 weeks later after it airs. But the live stream is where it's.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what people want to do. Okay. Let's move on in here. The Oscar nominations. Riley, are you in there? All right, Riley will be in there in a second because we're gonna go. Riley is
Lil Bobby and Juice right up top.
Yep. We're gonna talk about the Oscars because let's start off with the biggest miss because snubs are always what I look for. There are a couple
Mr.
snubs
Rogers.
here. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
That is.
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
I tweeted
I'm
and
so
said, it is
upset.
not a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is not.
It is so upsetting.
Every year,
It's so
Ellis and I do our list, right? We do our best of list, or worst of list, and anticipated, and it's a running joke that I always forget something, right? And I forgot Black Klansman this year, and I was like, ah!
Yeah, me too.
And I forgot. I was like, ah! And
You
then
forgot it in what?
And to put it in the
Your
list.
top.
And I love the movie. There's a couple movies that I forgot. And I feel like the Oscars forgot. Like they were like, oops. Like I know that you really didn't, but I feel like, oops. How do you forget that was supposed to be the winner?
Won't You Be My Neighbor was actually on my top list of movies.
Yeah, me too.
Not just documentaries. Like it's.
I think you said it was your favorite movie of the year or something.
I mean,
so
I haven't
great.
seen that many movies.
Is
but
Snyder
yes,
Snyder hot? Snyder's got to be hot because it's like Snyder's like number 2 movie of the year.
That's insane.
Yeah. Does anybody? Riley, you in there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, are you okay today?
Yeah, I'm great. What the hell? What are you like? You always wonder why I'm doing wrong or doing bad when there's a guest coming. I'm being professional.
You were great, but the guest is gone now.
Okay, great. So fucking A. What do you want to talk about?
Is Snyder hot today?
Hot?
Yeah, because of the
About the snub of Won't You Be My Neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Is he recording right now? He is recording some Oscar stuff.
Snyder and I are hot in a good way for the Patriots. So
well, yeah, but that's
we
not
don't care about anything
that's
else.
not hot. That's excited.
Yeah.
Coming in hot for.
I said hot in a good way.
Yeah, all right.
If somebody's hot, then they're hot.
Right. I'm talking about steamed, pissed off,
No.
that type of hot.
I'm talking about sexy.
You guys have such weird idioms.
You don't ever heard about
slangs.
coming in hot?
No.
Never heard that before.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
no.
Is that
It's a
how you say
soundbite. Do it again, Rob.
I'm coming in hot.
Good day, sir.
Day.
I
sir.
said day, sir.
Day.
No, sir.
No, Brett. No.
No.
This chair is
Brett.
so squeaky.
Brett.
Hey.
No.
No.
Can you say that in your
Brett.
period piece voice?
No, Brett.
No.
All right, so Riley, let's talk about some of the things. What do you think the biggest snubs were besides Mr. Rogers, which is a shame? Tell me about some of the big snubs.
I don't know. I'm still pissed about that one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think. I got to get the list in front of me.
I have some.
What do you got?
My biggest one of the year
Yes.
after that is Timothy Chalamet not being
That's
nominated
big.
for A Beautiful
That's
Boy.
big.
Yeah.
I think the supporting
I know
actor.
you're making a joke, but seriously, his performance
Yeah.
took my breath away. As somebody who is very familiar with and knows a lot of addicts and has been around, like
It was really
so
good. He was.
subtle. He was unbelievable, and people were saying, "Why are you so pissed? He's nominated for supporting." No, he's not.
No, he's not.
So I don't know where that rumor got
no.
started,
Yeah.
but that's all
No,
over the
he's-
internet.
he's really
just,
good.
He's
He
just
is
not
not.
nominated.
Now I'm looking for best.
My
go ahead.
biggest snub is Best Picture, since there were some Best Pictures nominees that I'm like, why are they there?
Right, who-
Beale Street?
Beale Street.
Beale Street.
That's
Probably,
a gorgeous
yeah, for
movie.
Sure.
It
Well,
should be there instead of Bohemian Rhapsody like that.
Stop that.
Immediately.
No, stop that.
Well, couldn't it be there in addition to? We only had 8.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
I'll
How
go-
many do we have?
10.
How many? But listen, I want to talk about actor in a leading role here because Timothy Chalamet, I agree with you, was phenomenal, and he even got nominated in so many different things that you thought that's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Who do you take out? Who do you take out here? Because
Well, I haven't
Tough.
seen Willem Dafoe.
Because here I did, and here's the thing. This is the reason
He should have
why.
been nominated for Aquaman instead.
Yeah, he was good in that. But
I actually love him.
But I
so.
will tell you though, the thing is that people aren't realizing is that because when you go to the whether it's Golden Globes or even Critics' Choice, they're nominated for different things. There's those comedy categories, right? There's performance in musical and comedies for Golden Globes. So basically, there's 2 separate categories you can get nominated
Right.
for because Bale was nominated in the comedy category, so he's out of there. So that's where Chalamet would kind of pop in because who do you take out?
Here's what I do. So if we're putting him in supporting, I'd take out Sam Elliott.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
because
I love him.
I love him too, but Timothy
the movie,
Chalamet
you mean.
versus Sam Elliott? Really?
I'm with you, but I think
and
that,
if we're not going supporting and we're going lead, I haven't seen Willem Dafoe yet, so I'm going to pull him.
see Willem Dafoe, I did see.
I get
Is
it.
he's
Fair.
great. He's great.
Better than Timothy Chalamet?
He's pretty good.
Fine, I would take out Viggo Mortensen over Timothy Chalamet in this performance. I would.
I wouldn't take. I think Viggo had more to do as far as a leading role. I think leading role, he's more of a leading role because
I'm saying if we're nominating him for leading, I would put him in supporting. But if we're not putting him in supporting and we're putting him in leading, I would take out Viggo Mortensen.
See, that's why I wouldn't, because again, I think Viggo is the actual lead in that movie, even though Mahershala Ali is just as big in that film. Viggo's a lead, as where I think that Steve Carell is more of a lead in that movie.
So that's why I would put him in supporting.
Supporting,
yeah.
right.
But if I have to take somebody out of leading, that's what I would do.
But who's on first?
Yeah, well, actor in a supporting role is tough because I'm with you. For me, I think Sam Elliott is great, but he's essentially being Sam Elliott in the role, right? He's done that role. He's done that thing that a billion times over. I love Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell.
Dude.
What?
He's the best.
He's great, but
he's not
but
that
as
much
George,
in the movie.
as George Bush.
That movie, meh.
Yeah, I love
He's
the
not
movie.
in that much of the movie.
No, he's not. And again, Steve Carell as Rumsfeld, a billion times better.
I actually agree with that.
A billion times better.
I just watched Vice. So overrated.
Oh, I love it.
It was good.
I love it. I've seen it twice.
It was good. It was fine.
It was nominated
too
for
long.
Best Picture too.
I know.
It's so weird.
It was too long.
I love
It
it.
was just too long.
But you know
they were
what
also
else?
talking about snubs for director.
Yeah, we'll get.
Which
Let's do that. We'll get in a second. But stay in the actors and
acting?
actresses. Yeah, because Rocha brought it up in his post. Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
If Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture, right? Michael B. Jordan, I think, had a strong
supporting?
before Thanos came around, and it was a short run, but it still was. He was the best villain in the MCU, hands down. Because he had
but the fact that Black Panther was nominated as best picture is already shocking. Let alone that they're going to take like a comic book actor.
I'm just saying
for best acting.
I'm just saying I agree with Rocha that I think it was a more powerful performance than Rockwell or Sam Elliott.
We've actually had a nomination for that before.
Who was it?
Heath Ledger.
That's right, and a win.
But yeah, but that's a different movie. Like
totally,
that,
but same
Still comic book.
That should have been that should have been the best. That should have been nominated for best movie.
Absolutely, and it should have won.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. Logan too.
What won that year?
I don't know, but whatever it was, it shouldn't have beat The Dark Knight. Dark Knight's one of the best movies of all time.
Of all time, I agree.
Slumdog Millionaire won that.
No, thanks. I like the movie.
What?
I like Slumdog.
Boo.
I like Slumdog, but it's not better than The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then, if you go into the actors and actresses, right? Actresses, excuse me. And I know you don't like this performance, so we can get into the argument, but I think that Claire Foy was snubbed tremendously because Amy Adams, I love, and I think she's great.
They nominate her like every year.
I would remove her and I put Claire Foy in.
She was so good.
She's great.
Claire Foy's performance was butter.
I loved it. It was great.
Butter.
It was great.
I don't know what that means,
She
but it
won.
felt like
She's won a
butter.
whole bunch of. She got nominated for a bunch of different categories, a bunch of different awards, and I think she carried a lot of the scenes that she was in. She was great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're in the minority here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, apparently not.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not. She didn't get nominated. So what the hell?
Amy
do I know?
Adams, I thought, was so strong.
Yeah, she
I mean,
was.
Both supporting role for actors and leading role. Honestly, they were all great. I
Yeah.
don't even know who I would give it to. Like, who would you guys actually like?
In supporting role?
No, either leading or supporting. Like
Supporting's
those are all
Regina
hard.
King. Regina King got it locked down. She's gonna win it.
No, but who do you? Yeah, I was talking about like actors in the leading role. Like, who do you think should win?
But you said
like, that's
Glenn
crazy.
Close, right?
I think
I
Glenn,
still have to watch that.
Glenn Close will win Best
Olivia
Actress.
Colman is amazing.
She's great.
She's so
She's
amazing
great,
in
but I
The
think Glenn
Favorite.
Close was better, and I think because she's never won before, they're going to give it to her. And
That's true.
Actor
That's
in a
true.
leading role, Bale's got it locked. No, he's won too many. I think Rami Malek has a shot, but I think Bale wins it. Bale regardless of what you think of Vice as a movie.
No, Bale.
Dude becomes
was
Dick
unreal.
Cheney.
It was
I mean,
unreal.
is where I think Sam Rockwell is doing like an impression of George
Right.
Bush. Bale becomes Dick Cheney. It's sick. He's getting up there to me, and I know maybe some people are like, what? You can't give that to him yet. I think he's on the same par as Daniel Day-Lewis. I really do.
I still think Rami Malek's gonna win.
It's possible, but I think there's too much stink on that movie. I love the movie. It's my favorite movie, and the fact that it's almost made $1 billion is nuts.
So
Yeah,
angry.
but
I'm so
there
mad at
is-
audiences. So
Almost.
mad.
There's
I
stink
love
on the
it.
movie, but it was still nominated for Best Picture.
I know.
So
I know.
Why?
So I
Because
don't.
it's a good movie,
No,
Dorina.
it's not.
Stop it.
I think it's an
You don't like
amazing
Queen?
movie.
No, I love Queen.
No, you don't.
I fucking love
But
Queen.
I would rather see Rami win for best for actor in a leading role than I would rather see that movie win Best Picture.
I completely agree.
So
I know. I'm definitely a minority. For me,
no, I love you. Know I love
know you
the
do.
movie. I love
out
it.
of those movies, the Best Picture. Right? We talk about Best Picture. You get Star Is Born. I'm okay with that not winning. Black Klansman, I'd be cool with it if it did. There's no chance Black Panther wins, but it's cool that it was nominated. I would like Bohemian Rhapsody to win. I love the movie.
No.
I don't like the favorite, the end. I like the movie. It's the end was Green Book. I'd be okay with.
What do you think is going to win?
Roma.
Yeah.
Roma's.
I think A Star Is Born's going to win.
You think so?
Yep.
It's been getting shut out everywhere.
I think
It
it's
didn't
gonna
get
win.
director nom though.
No.
Yeah,
So
I know which is
crazy.
So wrong.
That movie was shot so crazy
And
so awesome.
The fact that it didn't get a director nom, it does not bode well for it winning.
No, and
but
But
I
then
still
also, who do you take out though, right? Like that's
well,
hard.
I would take out. Look, for what I've seen and what I've heard, no one was talking about Cold War anywhere. And Powell Pawlowski comes in here and gets nominated.
Pawlowski.
Where's he been?
Directing Cold War.
But I'm saying that
I take out McKay. I take out Adam McKay. I think that movie was
Correcting people's spelling of his
over-directed.
name.
Love the director. Yeah, for me, I'm taking out Powell because I watched a little Cold War. I was bored of tears with it. I was bored.
Yeah,
of
but
tears.
you like Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm
taking out McKay.
I do, and there's almost $1 billion to say other people liked it too.
Yeah, great. People like shitty movies.
No, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, my favorite movie of the year was not nominated. I'm pretty
What was
upset
it?
about that.
What's
Life
that?
Itself.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I still
Oscar
haven't
nom.
seen it.
You didn't like the Live Aid concert? Wait, Cody, play
You mean
the
you
Queen
mean
clip.
this-
Play the Queen clip that we love.
Way to pin her back against the wall.
The
You're not a fan
the
of it.
not intimate at all CG scene of the Live Aid performance.
No,
yes,
wait.
yes, I did not like that.
Play the song. Play the song.
When it Goldfish here, when it Goldfish
Thank you.
here.
It's my favorite part of the whole movie. All right, so you want to talk about director?
No, I want to talk about how much Bohemian Rhapsody sucks.
How dare you, Dorina?
My mom's not going to be pleased with this discussion. She was
loved
just telling
it. She
Christian
loved
how
it.
much she loved
Did
that.
you guys like Black Panther better than Infinity War?
No.
Yes.
Did you think it was a better movie?
Yes.
No. We're on different sides of the
Good
coin.
talk.
Yeah.
Different opinions.
match in here.
Different opinions. But I like it very much, and
Yeah.
I think that Ryan Coogler is a genius.
Speaking of comic book movies, Aquaman not getting the love for the effects.
Special effects.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yes,
Crazy.
thank you for bringing that up, Roxy.
Yes.
Aquaman missing
That movie looks amazing.
Yeah, where's my special
visual effects at the
here?
bottom. Nope, visual effects is
Visual
at the
effects
bottom.
on the. I see.
Yeah, we got Solo, Infinity War.
Right. So who was it that won?
Ready Player One, First Man, Christopher Robin.
Yeah, who I can't
They
remember
could
who
have
won.
had
There was,
Aquaman
there
in
was
there.
someone that had won recently that was like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, no, Black Panther. Black Panther didn't get nominated either for visual effects, and it won like a bunch of different. I think now because Black Panther's out, Infinity War would have to win that, right? You would assume.
Probably, unfortunately. Well, I mean, no, Thanos looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
But I still was blown away by Aquaman. The way it looked was amazing.
What do you think about score, Dorina? Let's talk about score.
Okay, so first of
Original
all,
score.
Mary Poppins Returns. What? Why is it in there?
The score,
Why is Mary
I don't know
Poppins
why the
nominated
score
for
is in there.
anything?
Yes, why? I
She
don't
got-
understand that.
She didn't get nominated. Yeah, it's true. These were. I can't believe First Man didn't get nominated for original
Yeah.
score. I don't
No,
care what
that's
you-
insane.
the-
That's
the-
insane.
that's just
I
them-
liked the movie a lot, but the score was the
score is
strong.
That's them
yes.
sticking their nose up at that movie in general.
100%.
I mean, I would give it to Beale Street Could Talk was other
score.
than Mandy was my
Yeah,
favorite of the
yeah.
year. And Black Panther was really great. Like I have
Panther
to say,
score
like
was great.
especially for how disappointed I was in MCU scores.
Yeah.
that was
That
so
was
so
good.
good.
Does
yeah.
anything for original song matter other than Shallow?
No. There's
Literally anything matters.
All the Stars. I love that song.
Yeah, they're just happy to be nominated.
Black
Shallow wins
Panther,
hands
yo.
down.
All the Stars is a bit. I like it better than Shallow.
It's good, but as far as winning, Shallow wins.
Oh
hands
yeah,
down.
probably.
Yeah. Stars Born for cinema. Oh, no, I said cinematography. The favorites kind of run away with that one. Okay, so as far as director goes,
Well, no, Roma's gonna win.
For what?
Cinematography.
You think so?
Cinematography for Roma is the movie.
It's pretty good. You're
It's
right.
the
I don't
best
know.
part
You're
of the
right.
movie.
This year, I don't know if this has ever happened, and I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know about it. I think that you will have Best Picture and Best Foreign Film both be Roma. I don't know. Has that ever happened before? Riley, has that ever happened?
He has no idea.
Hmm.
I gotta look that up.
Also, we're gonna get another
looking it up.
Mexican director winning this year because that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Mexican directors winning
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah. Well, what about
in the best male director category?
I try to think of myself as
It's
pretty
good.
pretty knowledgeable some days. What is Mirai?
Where is that?
It's an animation feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
that's my favorite of the year.
It was your favorite.
Yeah,
Good.
that's the only one I know a lot about.
Is that the one? Is that the one?
Is
with
it
the
a
skunk?
period?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no,
tell me what happens.
Tell it's a skunk.
It's a skunk that dies and is trying to get back, and get its wings.
Oh, it's a rebirth.
Yeah. It's like a rebirth thing, and it's really cute. It's a little scary at times for my 8-year-old, but my 12-year-old.
Is that the talking flower thing?
Yeah,
Is that
it
Jonah
learns
Hill?
from a talking flower. Jonah Hill plays
It
the
is
talking
Jonah
flower.
Hill.
It's really funny, but it's cute and it's touching at the same time.
Who's the love interest?
The love interest is Emma Stone, which I don't know why she hasn't been brought up.
Yeah, why wasn't she nommed?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Right.
And am I pronouncing that name right? Mirai?
Mirai, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Mirai.
It's
What
like
kind of animation
the
is
winds of Mirai.
Right. And it's like Roger Rabbit, right? Half animation.
So,
Oh, okay.
like when that's what they call like the wind that the skunk smell that comes out is the Mirai.
Play the clip. Play the clip from Mirai.
When it goldfish.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing. That's
He just made it
we
up.
don't know what Mariah's about. No one knows. Do you
It's
know
my
what it's about?
favorite of all
No,
year.
that's why I'm asking.
You were lying.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Just welcome to the show. So I think that Coran will win.
Who's this Spider-Man character?
But you know what? I bet you Mariah's better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
How dare you?
Ooh, wow.
You know what, Dorina? Shut our mic off, will you? And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was animated, where we said Spider-Verse got to win hands down, right? Hands down.
Yeah, Spider-Verse should have been nominated for Best Picture.
I don't think it wins hands down,
Really?
but I think it wins.
Okay.
I think that.
What else?
I think that Incredibles 2 gives it a little bit of a run.
Listen, I loved Incredibles 2.
I like Spider-Verse 50,000 times
Yeah.
better, but I actually like the animation in Incredibles 2 better.
Really? Man, Spider-Verse animation was like groundbreaking
I had
to me.
I had an issue with the blurriness.
I loved it. I loved
I
the
loved
fact
a
that
lot
I
of
just
times.
haven't seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I hadn't
in animation.
either.
Like it's just so stunning.
I dug
but
it.
I think
agree.
I think you're right that like Incredibles 2, just for the fact that it's Disney, because the Oscars love Disney.
And the animation looked dope in
It really did
Incredibles
look
2,
cool.
but I give it to Spider-Verse. I know somehow I'm going to get hate on that. Like, she's trying to give it to Incredibles.
So wait,
How many
dope
times
is
did I
good,
say?
but butter is bad. I'm just
Yes.
recapping.
Yeah,
Okay.
dope is
just
good,
wanna
butter.
make-
Butter is bad.
Because butter's not even good for you. It doesn't even taste
Oh,
that
but
great.
You don't on bread?
Fine
hot
on
bread?
bread, but I didn't say it's butter on bread. It's
said
just
butter.
You're gonna
Butter
eat
goes on
spoonful
bread.
of
I miss
butter.
butter. I've been eating that stupid ghee.
You know what's good? Earth Balance. It's fake.
Oh, that
but it's
fake
good.
butter?
Oh, is it
Earth.
margarine?
No. But it's,
You guys want to know something about margarine?
No.
Yes.
When it goldfish, yeah. When it goldfish, yeah.
Margarine actually naturally is like shit brown colored.
Oh.
And
That
they
reminds me of Cobbster's
started
impression.
selling it that way, and it didn't sell, so they dye margarine yellow.
Yeah. Cops, you remember the shit
I
brown
mean,
comment?
if it tasted good, I'd eat it, even if it looked like shit.
Yeah, me too, but it doesn't taste
Okay,
good.
hold on.
Hey,
It's coming back
do you remember
to me.
the shit brown comment? That was one of my favorite moments ever in the old Schmo show.
Oh, was that Roz?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when Cobbster first joined the show, he was doing an impression of Roz from Monsters Inc. And we had this really wonderful actress, Christian Petra, who was the Bachelorette at the time of our celebrity impression dating game, and Cobbster was improving, and he's like, "Yeah, I think I believe my outfit is a cool color, shit brown."
Shit brown.
and you saw his face when he said it. He's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that."
That's funny.
That was really funny. That was old school. That was like 2013.
I was so stupid, and I'm still stupid.
I love it.
Let's continue with the talk.
Stupid.
I would have liked to have seen A Quiet Place nominated for Best Picture.
No.
I mean, I was just gonna bring. I mean, the Oscars are horrible at loving sci-fi horror. Like they're just it's just bad.
It's bad. Well-
There were so many good horror movies last year, or not scary, but
Hereditary.
like
I mean, Toni
horror,
Collette.
horror
Was,
genre.
Toni Collette was absolutely
Yeah,
snubbed.
people were talking about her.
She absolutely
Yeah,
was.
but think
I
that
don't
goes
mean the
back-
movie, but her
That's the thing.
performance.
But that's the thing. It goes
I
back to the
completely agree.
It goes
Yeah.
back to the conversation though. Who do you take out? Toni Collette, clearly a leading role in there. Do you take out Dorina? Say that for me because I'm not. Gonna,
Yalitza Aparicio.
Thank you. For Roma, Glenn Close, Olivia Colman, Lady Gaga, Melissa McCarthy.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, take her out.
I'd take out Lady Gaga.
She was great, but I would also take her out for Toni
She's a
Collette.
monster.
She was fine.
Listen,
She was fine.
I'm with you on that. I think that she was good.
Yeah, she
I
was-
don't think
she
she
was
was
definitely good.
great.
She was good.
And I haven't
Good
seen.
job.
All I heard is a lot about Toni Collette.
She was so.
But there's
she
just so
carried
much,
the movie.
Yeah,
She was
there's
that's
so
that's
much
the reason
political
I.
hype on
And the
Gaga
editing
right now.
for that film is one of the best.
Yeah,
too.
would you take Gaga out too?
Yeah, I've never seen Star is Born.
Oh,
So.
okay. All right. Well, there you go.
No
that's,
love
that's
lost.
I was forced to watch it and I ended up liking it, except for that.
Star is
Star is
Born?
Born is amazing. I would love to see that win Best Picture. Love.
There's no chance.
All right.
I don't think so. I would have said that there was a big chance
If he had nominated as director.
if they would have won something somewhere. They've been getting shut out everywhere. I think that it's really hard when you remake a movie 4 times.
Do you
or
think
3
there's a
times.
bigger chance that Bo Rap wins or Star is Born?
At this point, because
Rap.
I don't think it will. I think Roma's going to win, but I think Bohemian Rhapsody has a much better shot because clearly I'm not the only one who likes it.
Just the Best Picture nominations in general, you guys. Like, I saw so many movies last year that were better than most of these movies. Like, why is that?
I did
Why do
too.
you guys think
Nominating committee, man.
So if you had to pick between a stock, bow wrap, black tie, green buh, rum, or black.
What's that?
He's just abbreviating because I did bow wrap.
He broke. Is he broken?
Black
Need to
tie.
reset him.
So, Brett, who was nominated for actor in a leading role?
Well, we got an actor in a leading role right here. I don't have my cheaters on me.
Yeah,
That's Creebad, Brady Coops, Willie D, and Rami Amu.
Rama.
Yeah.
Rama.
Oh, and Vig Mortz.
Vig Mortz. All right, good old Viggy
Green
Mortz.
book, yeah.
All right, listen, there's somebody that's responsible for what you do in your life, and she's standing outside.
Oh my God, we're getting her in here?
We're going to bring in Mama Sheridan.
No way.
Yeah, because Mama
Am I
Sheridan...
getting bumped by my mom?
No, she's gonna. We'll have her. Well, what we can do is we can.
I'll slide the chair.
Yeah, we'll slide the chair over. So why don't you come in? Why don't you bring your mother in? Because for those Schmoes listeners that he's gonna bring her in, and we're just gonna we'll make it a three chair symphony over there.
Why don't I take my friend and she comes
Oh
here?
yeah, so
Dorina,
all right, yeah,
come
cool.
next to me.
Dorina, come sit next to Roxy. We'll maneuver the studio so Mama Sheridan can come in here because Mama Sheridan was a Schmo's favorite. The Schmoeville audience loved Mama
She's
Sheridan.
come on the show before?
Not live. On the Schmoes No Show, she was on maybe 5 or 6 times, and we kept getting more and more requests to have her on because just like Brett, she's got no filter. Hello, Mama Sheridan. How are you?
I like the way you even walked in here with your hands.
Yeah, she's great.
like
Mama Sheridan is
What am I
here.
gonna do?
Please put on the headphones if you will. And
Full Pink Floyd shirt.
I'm not very techy.
she's one of my favorite people right now. I'll tell you why, Roxy.
Why?
She's told me many times today that I look thin.
He looks.
Yeah, he does.
I do? See, I felt I ate a garbage over the weekend, so I was worried I was.
No, I think you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been on this diet, and
Dorina's
she's been like,
fat.
after the show, we need to go get some bad food. She wants to go at we
Eat
saw
garbage.
KFC on the way here, and she wants to eat garbage. 2 weeks I've been on this diet. She's trying to get me to cheat on.
What's your diet?
The whole 30 paleo nonsense.
Yeah.
And when I'm at home, I
actually
eat
good.
healthy. So
You want to eat crap when you come out here. I get
just
it.
one time.
It's good crap.
Just once.
So, how are you doing? We haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
You like the new show?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you like, the old show better? A little bit?
Tell them the truth.
You can tell me the truth. You like the old show better?
I
Yeah.
did at first, but now I'm getting used to
It's
this.
growing on you.
It's growing
Why'd
on
you
me.
like the old one better?
Oh.
This is why I love her. She's not going to bullshit
Oh,
you.
because this is kind of like a little closet.
Yes.
You know?
You didn't tell me.
You've heard that before.
Oh, I
You've
have.
heard that before.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
still don't get your decision.
This is a
As far as
huge
what?
building.
For us to be in here and not in A.
Are you kidding? We would have the worst conversations in that room.
I don't think so.
It sucks in there.
It
Why?
stinks in here, literally.
It does. But we have so many more better moments in here, conversation wise. It's an empty void in there. Plus, the sound is not great. I want to.
Yeah, but at least I could use it for my reel.
Oh, so and that's what it comes down to, doesn't it?
When we're talking selfishly, I mean, I'm with
Right.
Mama Sheridan.
Yeah, my reel wasn't looking too good for a while. It was this kind of thing.
In the back. All right, so, but now you're coming around.
Right.
Why is
right.
that? Because the conversations are better.
Because, you got to roll with the punches, change with the times.
Well, basically, that's all you got. So
Yeah.
you got to deal with it.
I guess we didn't hook her right at the beginning with ball shaving,
Oh.
but she slowly warmed up.
I was going to bring a piece of soap for you guys.
For the
just
potty
put it
mouth.
there.
Do you ever? Because a lot of times I remember on the Schmo show you would say, "I like the show, but does it have to be so filthy?"
Well,
you feel
did
it's
I
still
say
filthy?
that?
I think so.
Oh.
Do you think
I
it's
think
filthy?
I'm getting used to it
Right.
with movies and things like that.
But
you
we're-
know,
yeah.
back in the day, we
Right.
didn't.
It was all innuendo, though. I have to. We're listening to stuff like I'm like that song was like ZZ Top and stuff like
Right.
that. I'm like
I said the Beatles never did any bad songs. And he said, "What do you think Day Tripper was about?" Well, it was just Day Tripper. He goes, "It was about a prostitute during the day." Well, you just crushed me, because I'm listening to D's and he's going, "Nigga,
Right.
gonna ride with you," that.
Run for Your Life by the Beatles is a really crazy song. It's a great song that's scary.
Is it scary?
It's like
Okay.
a stalker song.
Yeah, we didn't think about that, but like in every move you make, and I saw Sting that.
I like that Sting.
Oh, I'll be watching you.
Singing. Yeah,
The
and
stalker song.
Yeah, I didn't know it was. I didn't think of it like that. I thought he was just in love with her.
Right.
When Brett was growing up, was he allowed to bring were you more aware and you'd bring it to your mom's attention? Like, no, Mom, this is, and did you swear? What was the rules of the household?
Oh,
let
I wasn't. No.
Mama Sheridan answer. I want to hear her answer to this.
Well, no, because it wasn't. I remember the first time he sweared in front of me. You know the story. You were in the kitchen,
remember.
and I went to slap him. I'd never slapped him before in his life.
How old was he? Was this last week?
No, you were probably 13.
Junior high.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. What'd you say?
I hit him with my ring, and blood flew, and then I felt really bad. Yeah, because I worked at the hospital for 30 years. I thought I'm going to take my kid in there for stitches, and what happened? My mom hit me with her ring.
What was the word? Do you remember?
Oh, probably just shit or something.
Oh, wow. Backhand for shit.
I couldn't say sucks even,
We used the German word for gas, which was Brahms. I mean, this is how I grew up.
Well, wait a minute, though. So how about this, then? Because this is normally what you hear of that, because there's such a, I guess, a rule to not curse. He's pretty foul-mouthed now. Do you think that was a rebel against the rules?
No, I just think he was hanging out with the wrong people.
So it's your fault, Kristian.
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah,
I'm definitely part of it.
Oh, you think now I'm the wrong with the wrong?
Yeah.
No, I'm used to it. It's like the movies.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But that's the first thing she'll say, like from a movie, is like it was just F-bomb this and F-bomb.
I think they're kind of getting away from it.
Some
I mean,
movies,
a little
bit. Not Scorsese.
I see,
Don't see the Irishman.
I see 52 movies a year. With my old lady movie Tuesday group.
Yeah, she probably could have gone through this list a little better than I did.
I hang with my high school friends still. That's how boring it gets.
She liked Bo Rap.
Yeah.
What do you think about women saying "suck my dick"?
I think it's kind of an oxymoron.
Thank you. Yeah. Not threatening though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wondering. It had nothing to do with anything.
To each his own.
Yeah, there you go. Can you tell me you've seen a lot of movies?
I do, because I go every Tuesday with I still hang with my high school friends. I'm 67. I hang with my high school friends.
I'm going to give you one guess at this movie.
Okay. Because
Cody?
all of them don't come to Fremont. We live in a little town.
Let's see if you know this one.
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
You get one guess, but you have to guess. You want to hear it again?
When it goldfish here, when it goldfish here.
I have no idea.
You can guess one. You can guess one movie. You've seen it.
I've seen it.
When it goldfish here.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
How'd you know?
I don't know.
All right, so it's one of our idiots that has a show, and it's called Little Bobby and the Juice. And
I would just like to say I saw Queen the year before that with Adam Lambert, and everybody criticizes him, but he didn't have the persona that Rami Malek did, or Freddie Mercury.
Right.
Nobody's like him. But he had a lot of energy.
I saw him too in Vegas.
Yeah, and Brian May was there, and Roger Taylor. And did Brian May come out in the front? I had to cry through this. We came out in the front and sat on a stool, and then
in the back.
Yes, wasn't that? I got chills.
Roxy and I had talked about it. I think Roxy really broke this down well when we talked about Queen, because Queen's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Mine too, except Aerosmith. But
yeah, and then
I touched Steven Tyler's head. I want you to know.
Steven Tyler's touched my head.
Almost pulled his scarf off. You know how he throws himself over.
Roxy, can I say?
My dad worked with Aerosmith for a really long time. So
that's what we've talked about Aerosmith many times. Yeah. So but what Roxy told me when we were talking about Adam Lambert, and I had said, I think the guy's good for American Idol and everything too, but for what he does with Queen, there was another guy I thought, and she broke it down and said he brings his style to it, he brings his energy to it, and he's a performer through and through, which I always thought he was. But it's what Queen's not looking for someone to sound like Freddie. They're looking for a new style in the way they do it. So I understand. And I always thought the guy was talented, and he didn't win American Idol, and I got corrected on that a billion times. He was a runner-up. I forgot.
It's always the runner-ups that do really well.
He did some naughty stuff there, and I think people didn't like it on American Idol.
What was his
when he did that dance and
like a sexy Elvis Presley kind of thing?
It got got a little
raunchy
for them, not for me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, that's fine.
You didn't backhand them afterwards.
No backhands for Adam Lambert on that one.
I remember when Elvis moved the pelvis. That was a big thing.
What a dreamboat.
Yeah, you miss him? You miss him? No,
What,
no.
Elvis?
No, I was talking to Brett.
He got very sweaty as he got older.
He's on the toilet when he left. Poor guy.
I know.
I mean, on the toilet.
He would be 84 years old if he lived. He just had his birthday recently.
Yeah, that would be.
What a way to go.
That's the worst. It's like, especially him. He was like the biggest sex symbol of all time. And he's on the crapper when he goes.
I didn't love him that much, but then later on, I looked at him and I go, "Boy, he was darn cute."
Yeah,
you know,
pre-70, like the more.
Well, Eddie Murphy's thing when we talked about the progression. He's just like Elvis farting and burping, whatever he was doing by the time he was done. I go to fun. All right, Mama Sheridan, what else have you seen that you really loved that we should say? Anything new?
I hate to say it because nobody liked it, but I loved Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, really?
You know, because I read the book and I liked it, and it was
true. You thought true to the book?
Yeah, pretty much. And it was colorful and it was beautiful, and I people really criticized it, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought it was a little dull.
Did you?
I thought it was a little dull. I like Ava DuVernay a lot, but I just didn't think she was. I don't know. I think that was one of those things. I bet if you got her off the record, and this is me guessing, I bet you she didn't love the studio meddling. And this is not me hearing anything or anything to me, just guessing, because you can tell she's a filmmaker. She is a filmmaker. Like, I loved Selma, and she is a straight up filmmaker. And I just feel like the big budget thing, it just wasn't something that I don't know, because I remember people kept asking her about. I know she's doing one. I know she's doing a New
Gods.
She's doing New Gods. So maybe that'll transition over better this time around. I don't know. I just maybe the Disney machine and Ava DuVernay just didn't work out. But you liked it, so she got Mama Sheridan.
Yeah, it was one of those, you know.
Was your favorite movie of the year?
No.
Bohemian Rhapsody
was my favorite.
Bo Rap.
I liked Star is Born too. I mean, you know, I've seen 3 of them. There's a 4th one, you know, it was Chris Christopherson, Barbara Streisand, and then it was Judy Garland, and it was Gloria Gaynor in the 30s. But I haven't seen that.
There's too many of them. I think that's really.
Is this your favorite out of all the ones you've seen?
I think probably Chris Christopherson.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nobody can deny his streaminess.
No. Well, listen, I want to take a couple of phone calls here, boys. It's and then we're going to take off. Let's do 2 phone calls, and then see whatever you want to talk about. If you have a question for Mama Sheridan, please.
I also liked Black Panther.
Black Panther was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black
You
Panther
thought
was good.
visually that should get. She was saying
Visually,
out.
it was just beautiful.
Yeah, I'm with Dorina
think?
though on the score though. The score was gorgeous on that movie. Man. Oh, so good. It's so recognizable too when you hear it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like
It's so. I mean,
I always pick up on that stuff. I love a good soundtrack.
I loved that Sera Gamble said that that's how she writes and listens through music.
No, that's what that's why I was surprised by how much I liked Roma, because it didn't have any music. But most of the time, like movies, to me, the music is one of the biggest things that guides the emotions and the characters. And all.
Underrated. We've spoken about this many times, you and I. So let's get a phone call in here, boys. You got somebody on the line?
Yep, got someone here.
Hey, you are at Collider Live. Who we got?
Cool.
Or maybe not.
All right. That was a good call. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Glad you liked this show.
Go
and
fishing.
we're gonna go fishing. Anybody else? All right, that's the show for today. I'd like to thank you. I think we're going to call it a day. If we don't have any more phone calls, then
phone break.
That's all right.
Has anyone seen Beale Street?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
It won't come to my little town, so I won't get to see it. That's the
you'll
trouble.
see it. It'll probably be on the cable or pretty soon. So, listen, I want to thank everybody here for today's show. I want to thank Sera Gamble for coming in. I want to thank Mama Sheridan for coming in once again. Roxy Striar, Dorina Arellano. I've just messed up your name.
Always.
Arellano. I try to do it, and I always she yells at me.
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Ariana.
Who's this dude over there? I just have to ask.
Zac Efron.
Oh.
Ariano.
Oh, okay.
Close.
Of course.
Teach me afterwards. Dorina, Roxy, Brett, Mama Sheridan, the whole crew. Thank you guys so much, and thanks once again to Sera Gamble. We'll see you tomorrow on Collider Live. Peace out, Mother F's.